Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hey, Beluga. It's been a while. Hey, girl. We are the NAT30s, and we are continuing with Bums of Green. Sorry, we're like 30 minutes late. But that just means we don't get to play for as long, which is the real sad part. So, announcements. So reminders, we've got a ton of ways to interact with the stream. You're also going to see, like right below me right now, we are doing a week-long charity stream. It actually starts tomorrow, but we have everything open for early donations now. So if you type !charity, it's going to pop up with the Tiltify, and you go straight there, you donate, you can choose various like rewards and give people health potions and everything. We miss you too, Beluga. Maybe one day you can come in person like you had wanted to. We can get you in the studio. What did I say? Oh, the charity. So we have various goals. We are looking our first, our charity, first of all, is Stand Up to Cancer. And our first goal is to reach $1,000. When we hit various milestones, we are going to have some extra fun stuff. Like at $1,500, you get to choose the color of my hair. So when you make a donation, part of that, there's going to be these poll questions, and whatever you donate goes towards the poll outcome. So if you donate $50 towards dyeing my hair rainbow, which one of my coworkers did, then it's 50. Every dollar is basically kind of like a point. Somebody else said they wanted it like purple, that got 20, so 50 is in the lead. But then we also have some cosplay going on. When we reach 2,000, I think is the number, James and John are both going to cosplay as Blanca and Chun-Li, respectively. I did put out there that you can choose which Blanca skin, only the two kind of basic ones, green and orange or yellow and blue, or which Chun-Li skin, which there are several additional options
beach volleyball
that
skin.
John will be able to dress up in. And then if we hit $2,500, they're going to make a cosplay calendar for everyone with the images from the photo shoot that they do. So lots of things that you can have. We are doing a arena battle royale next Sunday, hopefully if everything works out in terms of this technology here. And you can give our players health potions, temporary hit points, resurrection, rerolls, all kinds of stuff for their...
probably go on YouTube and see last year's arena battle. Kind of.
Well, this is going to be...
This will be different. It'll be
monsters,
right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, to see, like, because we got the same thing, potions and all the stuff from people donating that night. Like, I think it was actually so successful, right? We did like 2 nights of it. Like it went.
Yeah, we did a couple of nights. Yeah, this is a week long, starting tomorrow. Goes all week, and then it finishes up with our arena battle. But you can donate early, and the way that it works with the Tiltify is that when you make a donation, you get to choose the thing, and then you can put which player. It's very easy, and all the money goes straight to the charity, so you don't have to worry about it like coming to us. And anyway, so that is starting tomorrow, but we'll take donations anytime. Like I said, !charity to get the link, and then you'll see we already have $110. You can see again below at the bottom of the screen. We have the progress bar, and then if there are donations during the stream, there's going to be these like alerts that pop up in the middle of the stream to tell people who donated and how much. So we got that going for us, which is nice. So. In addition, all subs, gifted, prime, or direct are going to... Yep, there you go. Bringing it back around. Gifted sub are give inspiration to the players. The higher the tier, the better the inspiration. And you can also interact with the stream using your channel points, which I forgot to turn on because that is... I forget at least one thing. With all the things, at least I forget one thing, so I'm going to do that right now to make sure that you all have the ability to give things to the players. Hold on.
Oh, what is Coca-Cola ball? Wait, what is all this? So much more loot in this now.
And Hey, Evil Ed. That's what we like to see. All right, let me get the channel points going for you all, so that you can at least feed Lenny. We are down a Micaiah, but we hope that Micaiah will arrive. Shadows Fairy. Three additional entries from Shadows Fairy. Good luck.
Nice.
Okay, so now they're all turned on except for our Micaiah Serenades, just because she's not here. And merch update.
There's a sale that ends today. Thrice. I have not checked my email in 4 days, so I don't know when next month's sales are. But it's typically every other week, so that is when I recommend you buy stuff from RT Public. You can, of course, buy stuff from RT Public whenever you want. It just won't be on sale. But if you are a patron, you have a special code that will get you a discount anytime, whenever you want it, as many times as you want it, exclusively to you, you beautiful patrons.
Thank you, Evil Ed, for the inspiration, the gifted sub that gave 1d4 inspiration that I will try to get them to use as much as possible before a big battle. All right, so anything else I'm forgetting? Charity. I'm just going to go ahead and type the charity thing in here so that you all get the link. And as mentioned, there's a ton of incentives that you can choose from. It's not just D&D related. You can do a truth or dare question for the compound crew. You can require the staff to do an instruction of your choosing during a live stream, like Dutch angle. You can choose the color of a paint during one of the painting streams. There's just a lot that you can do. I forget. Oh, and then for Friday when I do my DM prep for the arena battle on Sunday, the highest donation that we have so far, you get to choose the monster. And I'm saying
Friday, you mean, or Thursday?
Friday.
Oh.
You get to choose the monster, and I say monster because if it's like a really, really high level monster that probably would end up getting chosen, then we would probably only have time for one. So, but that's like an epic level donation. So we'll see how it goes. All right, anything?
I just want to do like an endless horde of like goblins or kobolds.
Yeah.
Like just you start out like just like the zombies in Call of Duty games. It starts off with like 2 or 3, and then like after you win so many rounds, it's just hundreds of them, and you're just like run.
Yeah, there'd be nowhere to go in the arena. Once you're in, the gates close.
Oh, can people like donate and like magical weapons be airdropped like in Pokemon? Like not Pokemon, Super Smash Brothers. How like they get the little air delivered packages of like weapons and stuff like that.
I was thinking more. This is like Hunger Games.
Get the airdrop. You know.
I did skip the magical weapons thing because that's too much work for me. But everything else, there's healing potions.
Just get a random table.
Like a plus 3 sword.
Plus 3
or something.
thimble.
I think it would kill the momentum.
Not if it's
to look it up.
100 kobolds.
Look up all the stats and what it can do, and then try to like equip it on your D&D Beyond. And yeah, you guys can use what you have.
That is what would take the longest.
Yeah.
You could roll on a table and it would take us 15 minutes to find it, and then
Right.
fucking.
Oh hey, wait, another one. All right, Evil Ed.
All right.
Oh dang.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For Shadows Fairy. It gets a really pretty glow as well on our little inspiration platform. Disc. All right, so here we go. We are going to shift to the game, and we'll see you in a minute.
I take almost 0 notes, yet I've still been through more notebooks than them because I scribble down in one and then I lose that one. So I have to grab another notebook and then I find the other one, and so I have like 4 different notebooks with like scrawlings.
I should
in
say
them.
I originally had loose papers that I kept in my binder,
I
but
gotcha.
I lost like the first few sessions were like just gone. But once we started streaming from home, it's just been this.
We last left the bumps of greenest, licking your wounds after a troubling encounter with the blue worm speaker and a Cyan Wrath reborn Abishai on the outskirts of Zonthal's tower. As intense as it was, this combat could have been made so much worse if Lenithon had joined the fray. However, it appears she continues to have her own plans unrelated to the cult, and left you all to your battle with the extra gift of a personal threat to Avadon. As the village burned in the aftermath of Lenithon's flyby, you all fought against the 2 strong foes. It was harrowing, but Zan landed the killing blow on the worm speaker, and Arik eliminated the smirking Cyan Wrath 2.0. We pick up as Arik stands up from atop the oozing black remains of the fiend, while Avadon, Zan, and Val quickly move to dig Arwell and Charlie out from solid ice. And a familiar face peeks out from behind one of the nearby buildings, eyes trained on Avadon. So what are we doing?
She's sort of, is she like frozen cold or frozen in a block?
She's frozen in, like, so when Cyan Wrath was standing behind, she kind of, like, blew on the top of her, her quarterstaff, like there was a gem on it. And this icy breath came out in a cone, so it's kind of like there's shards or lines of ice and, like, I won't say a solid wall of ice, but almost like it cracked along. And so encased in ice, not 100%, but...
So, are her nostrils free?
No, her face and body, like her body is...
So we gotta chip away at it then.
Who's over by her? Me and Val?
I would, no, so I moved Avadon, but Avadon, Val,
Okay.
oh yeah, Zan, you're kind of all...
I'm up there too.
I don't know if, no, I don't think you were. I mean, you can get there, but...
I thought you were looking through that dude's body. Maybe I'm
No.
misremembering.
I think you wanted to. But
I think I wanted to, but I don't think we got
Yeah.
that far yet.
So what you doing?
We'll start chipping the ice away from Arwell's face,
Okay.
like the butt of the sword.
Which you and you have been through this before. Val, perhaps, but at least definitely these 3 have been through it before. So after like
Twice.
less than a minute, you're able to, chip away at the most important piece, which is to make sure that Arwell can breathe, but eyes are just kind of frozen solid.
Just encouraging words. You're gonna be okay. We've seen this before. You're gonna be okay. And he'll, once her face, her face is good, he'll
Yeah.
give her a potion of, like a common potion of healing.
Okay. You kind of take a deep breath suddenly as this potion is poured down your throat, and you're very cold. And it's not a situation that you've ever found yourself in before, but you, the group here, Avadon, are you doing anything?
Chipping.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, Charlie's in there.
+2.
Yeah, I was gonna
Two
say, but I
D4 plus two.
deleted it as I was saying it because it was
2d4 plus 2, yeah.
2, yeah, plus 2.
Technically,
Six,
it would be you
eight.
that rolls it.
Oh, okay. I was actually sitting there like, fuck, how much it was it? I just got rid of it.
And actually, the heat from like there's like the building.
I was gonna
in
say,
front
like,
is
is that still on fire? Because
Yeah,
then I
like,
would just like gather some brush and like
yeah,
bring over
A
like
combination
some
of
smoldering brush
everything.
and be like to get the flame going.
yeah. Combination of tactics. You are able to free Arwell. You can hear like there's not as much screaming, but there is a little bit as people out in the background are doing things. And while this is going on, you all kind of like look down and can see that Issa is like in your general vicinity, but has not come over to help or anything, and is just kind of like watching a little bit, keeping her distance from Avadon for the
You
moment.
said this is she melted into goo.
It's just like black, kind of sinking down into the ground at this point.
Can I take a vial and scoop some of that?
Sure. You have a vial. Oh yeah, you
I
got
have
your
the
alchemist
alchemist
kit.
kit.
Once our well looks in good shape, Sam will check the mage.
Okay.
Egon. I collect spores. Spores playing the fungus.
So Issa is standing there.
Mr. Fiallo, do you have anything to say to the class? That's what she just did.
Like,
Have
I don't
anything
know
you'd
what
like to
to
share
say.
with the class?
I can't hear from here.
This was my K through 12.
Hey, cheese cat. So Issa is standing off to the side, and as you're working on Arwell, she comes over like right as you're getting finished up, and she's like, "We gotta go help the people. Come on." So you head over to the body of the worm speaker. What are you looking for?
Are there any like notes, anything that could be like a clue as to where or what they've been? Where is this person from? Where was he in the tower, or just any sort of dragon-related clues about the cult?
Roll an investigation check.
I think that's cocked, right? It's kind of like in the valley in between the.
I'd say
It's
so.
like
Oh yeah.
It's in a crevice.
21.
All right. So you kind of go through his all of the robes. Like he's wearing the, at this point, kind of what you've come to understand are like the ritualistic kind of ceremonial purple, very flamboyant. His is slightly different as it has that almost like wannabe red mage kind of tall collar.
That popped collar.
Yeah. Gold. As you go through, you don't find any notes. There's no words or like any kind of written anything. Nothing that looks to be any secret codex or anything like that. In fact, the only thing that you are able to find on him is a rapier. He doesn't have the dragon mask because you have the dragon mask.
So the only thing he has is a rapier.
The only thing he has is a rapier, and he has just the now completely blood-stained purple and gold robes.
Zan will just take the rapier, just since it's the only thing he has.
Okay.
Does he have one of those? I don't remember if they wear them when they're high up that gem thing. The necklace.
He does not. No.
It's the only really one of them.
Well, you guys have the blue dragon mask, so.
Right, but you said he was like a red wizard who was like.
He looks like he's presenting himself as a red wizard. Whether or not he is one.
Sounds like he's of the cult, but also like in the motif of.
Zan will head towards Issa. She said people needed help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all kind of head out towards the village. You can see that there are houses on fire. People have stopped running away. Like for the most part, there are like maybe the less able-bodied folks have moved themselves away from the village, while others are coming back now that the dragon has removed themselves from the situation. They're all kind of working on saving homes and whatnot. The harper that you know, Carlon, still there. You can see him helping a home that is on fire currently. What are you all gonna do to help?
Is there a
Is
well?
there any
Yeah, no, there.
Is there the building that's nearest to us? Do we hear the screaming or anything coming from particular buildings that are?
Yeah, you definitely can. Roll perception to see if you can find buildings with people in it.
I was gonna be part of the bucket brigade.
Okay. If you can think of a roll that you'd want to make.
18 plus
How
4.
good are you at filling buckets?
Strength?
22. 22. So I just choked on a gummy ring.
All right.
strength for how many buckets I haul out and pass to people.
Well, I mean, it is definitely a you have to work fast and be able to carry a lot, so you can get winded really easily doing that. So
just a straight strength.
yeah, I would say strength or athletics if you would like.
Either one is a +1, so because I'm still exhausted, that's a 15, but it would have been a natural 20. Not that it matters,
Okay.
but yeah, it's just like I got like buckets.
All right, what's everybody else doing?
Zan's also going to be looking for anyone screaming in buildings. Since he's fast, he's going to...
Ar's gonna run into the nearest building that he can hear screams in. I rolled a 22 on that perception check.
Okay, Zan, you can roll a perception check as well. What you doing, Avadon? Arwell.
Arwell will help with the buckets too.
Okay, you can make a strength.
See, Avadon just
19.
like fire's not so bad. Like,
She's bathing.
what is
in-
everybody?
What's
What is
the
everyone
big deal?
screaming about? Just,
17.
All right, and Avadon,
Fire
what are you doing?
cleanses my sins.
she's exfoliating with it.
I think she'll help with the buckets for the moment.
Okay, strength check. I don't think tieflings are immune to fire,
They're
I think
resistant.
they're resistant to it.
so you
Still
get
can
hurt.
hurt.
It
Yeah,
still
but
hurts.
not as much.
Was it strength check?
Yeah.
What am I missing?
Just-
Oh, duh. It's nothing. It's 5. She drops the bucket like an idiot.
She picks it up and goes up to a building and nothing comes out of the bucket.
It's like
Yeah,
she's
so-
struggling with it the whole way. It's just like splashing.
Oh, it's like little rascals.
Like Valentine this morning was driving me absolutely crazy. Actually, yesterday, all day yesterday. So yes, all together, you all move through the village, putting out fires, helping people out of like burning buildings, some of which are like they're able to help out when they get out. Others they have to be brought away to the side. There are some casualties as the day goes on. Just spit. As I was talking. And but for the most part, like with your help and people coming back from Lenathon leaving and all of that, you're able to save most of the people and a lot of the buildings.
I know, right? Yeah.
Are they gonna give us a house in this town now too? Remember, we still have that house in Greenest.
I think
That's
it.
it.
At Zan?
Zan has a house.
Oh, we all got that couch in Greenest.
So at the end of the day, actually this was nighttime, so it takes several hours for this all to obviously get taken care of. By the time it is all said and done with just like a few smoldering fires being put out, Carlon brings you all into the safe house, which actually was burned, but where you could stay is in the basement of it. So he brings you and Issa down into the...
Is he not surprised that there's an addition?
No, he's not.
No. Alright.
So you go down into the basement area. The house is not burned beyond recognition on the first floor. It's just not as nice as it was, but you can still use. So you go down into the basement area, and it is late, like 2 o'clock in the morning type. And it has been a very long day. So you all just kind of sit there, and Carlon is like, "Thank you." You're all ashed up and darkened from the soot and everything. He is like, "I'm gonna go get some food. You all can rest here."
Avadon will pass out.
Zan, once the adrenaline wears off, he just faints.
She's over it.
Then, since she's passed out and he's getting food, I just look to the others who know Avadon longer and go, "So, is there a relation with the blue dragon?"
You could say that.
I did say that.
So Issa is just kind of sitting there looking, and she looks over at Avadon, who is apparently asleep, or at least acting like they're asleep. And she's like, "Hey, so long day, huh?
Aye.
I feel like we didn't even get a chance to say hello, so hi. Great
Hello
job.
again.
Hey there.
Great job out there."
Yeah, you came just in time.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here, but yeah,
Should have known.
I'd say you all came just in time. So did anyone else see that
Ark's
shit?
gonna like kick the couch a couple times, see what happens.
See what?
She's gonna look over at Avadon. No one else saw her turn into like a crazy-looking demon creature.
Oh, I was behind the building,
No,
missing my target.
no, didn't see that. Perhaps your
I did.
mind was overtaken with the magic.
Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. You can make a deception check against her
See, I can't
insight,
remember
which
if
is
Ark saw it or saw it
you.
like that.
I think almost
did.
everybody had a deal with
Everybody
it.
saw it
Oh, yeah,
except
okay.
for actually I think Arwell might have been out,
I feel like
and you were behind a wall.
It's 21.
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think that might be like the first time Zan has ever lied.
Well, oh, okay. No, you actually have a pretty solid chance. There's only one roll I could possibly make.
it was about Avadon too. I'm thrilled.
So she kind of like gives you a side eye, and she looks around at everybody else just to see your reactions.
With this one, you learn to expect the unexpected.
I mean,
So you did see it.
I don't know what I saw. I was preoccupied with a rotting dragon demon.
Yeah. All right. All right.
that's
I
the
get
second
it.
one in a week.
A second one. What do you mean?
On the back of another dragon.
The silver dragon.
Yes, we saw another one of those type of black one, I believe.
Saw. It came after us.
Saw, same thing.
It was green, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, that was black. Another black was raspberry.
Well,
It's been a couple weeks.
yeah. Same here.
Safe to say they know we're alive now.
Indeed. So what did you see?
What do you mean? Just now with her?
Yes.
She turned into some like crazy demon with flash. Like her hair was all over the place. Her eyes got even blacker somehow than they already are. She was nuts. I couldn't even help you all. I was shitting my pants.
Well, I mean, she does have demon in her, so
Listen, I've known a lot of tieflings. They don't all do that.
True, but she's also done a lot of other things I didn't think were possible. She turned you into a cake once.
Yeah, well. She also did a stare off with the blue dragon. I saw that shit from behind the wall.
That's what concerns me. He's gonna kick the couch again. I know. His wings at the camera.
Yeah, you all are, I don't know. I don't know if I would say stupid or brave.
it didn't attack.
No, it didn't. That's even more worrisome.
It's safe to say, I think we have some questions for Avadon when she wakes up. Just like, always yelling that into her, like, by her face.
Kicking her boots.
She's not sleeping. So, what happened all up in that tower?
Well, who's here? Don't go in there and let the genie out, because it will not
Genie,
be
okay.
happy.
Alright, good to know. Where's the genie?
Oh, I'm not telling you, little one.
If you don't tell me and I go in there, how am I supposed to know where not to go or how to not let him out?
Oh, you'll see him. Just don't cross that line. That disturb the line.
Alright.
But don't go in there.
So what brings you into town, Isa?
Well, I mean, I said I was going to be hanging out with you all. You slipped past me. When, I was supposed to go with you, so didn't really get to report that back to my superiors. But, I was here when it mattered most. So, you all would be interested to know that, the, Black Network, we've sent an emissary to the council. Rian Nightshade. Another tiefling, actually.
It's good news.
Yeah. We're trying. Lots of really great information. But, they are really slow to act. I've heard some rumblings of stuff going on in the Misty Forest, and the king is just really slowing things down. But anyway, Rian sent me here to, well, we'll just put it this way. I was a little bit late. I fucked up a little bit, but did you all know that by clearing out that tower, you have a claim to that tower by right of conquest?
We were unaware of that.
Yeah. It's kind of a big deal. And what I can tell you is that my network has a very heavy interest in that tower. And with the council moving so slow, it would be really, really great if we could get that and use it to benefit the people during this very upsetting time. While you all are traveling around, these raids have gotten really, really bad. I don't know if you've heard, but lines of people are being marched from all around in this general direction, but towards the Well of Dragons. And the council is just taking way too long.
And how would you use this tower with this maze? I don't have his voice today.
I'll never have any voice, it's just mine. So.
Well, I mean, you all made your way through it, so just let me know how you did it. I mean, for me personally, I can't use it. I'm speaking for the network itself.
Do we know if there's a way to turn that off?
I would doubt it. It's a mage's tower.
I would be quite honest with you, Issa. Through the rite of conquest, I think we might keep it, seeing as how our last home, most of us here were killed in it. Kind of like the defensive measures of the maze. So we might keep those secrets for now.
Well, listen, you haven't even heard my offer.
She's gonna offer stock options.
The Zentarim are a very key ally in this fight against the cult of the dragon. We have people everywhere. I've been told that I can offer you 50,000 gold for the tower. Plus, I have to read what the other things are.
I like the 50,000 for the gold. She's gotta check
Hold
her
on.
cards. Hold on, let me check my pitch real quick.
First offer.
Yeah, Frank, how much wiggle room?
She's got a little earbud in.
She reaches into a pouch that doesn't make any noise when she reaches into it, but she produces these 3 large vials that you all are very familiar with, which are greater healing potions. These, places them down, reaches in again, and there's another vial. It's a little bit smaller, but it has, it's like clear, and you can see like a very large, and as you look at it, she holds it up, it's like a fingernail or a toenail or something in it. And it's almost got like frost on the outside. Places that down. And there's another scroll that she places down here. And she's like, Avadon would like this one. Causes earthquakes. Maybe Micaiah, if she comes back too. She slides it out.
Them some nice shoes.
And, the Zentarum would be forever in your debt. I'm just saying, the council is ultimately going to decide what happens to this tower unless you make the decision first.
Wait, you said it's our tower. Don't we
I
make
did,
the decision?
but listen, you try standing up to the Lord's Alliance and tell me what you think's gonna happen. If they decide it's theirs, but if it belongs to a faction, a network who they need allies with, it's a different story. Is 50,000 not enough? 60?
Avadon's gonna be on and stretch.
Push her back down.
He's just gonna look over like, 65? What do you need?
Her eyes are still closed.
Yeah,
She's
no,
just like us.
she's still talking
Just
straight to Any, materials or spell components that people might need?
Centaurums sure seem to want this tower.
Listen, I'm just the messenger. I don't even get to use it.
I'm new here, and I don't think I can make any sort of decision on who gets this tower, but I think with what's inside, not just what we found, we didn't finish looking everywhere, it's too dangerous to just pass off right now.
I'm inclined to agree.
Could we have some time to think about it?
Just gonna open one eye. Close it.
Of course you can. I would just say, before you take off, I have to report to my superiors too.
It's been a long day. We should probably sleep.
But why don't you let the dreams of 75,000 gold keep you warm tonight? All right.
We'll let you know.
I bet you will. All right. Well, I have my own sleeping arrangements, so I'll check back on you all after you wake up.
Good night, lassie.
Good night. Good night, Avadon. And Issa is gonna walk up the stairs halfway, and then because she's most of the way, and then right before she disappears, when her head kind of disappears, she's just gonna go down and look at everybody again. Good night. And then go back up.
I'll give you the remote. Power, women, men.
Oh, I heard someone walking. What happened? Funniest dream.
Did she leave all the offerings, or did she take them?
She did.
Oh, okay.
What's all this on the table? Is it right on it?
Yeah, it's right there. There's 3 greater healing potions, a potion of frost giant strength, which you all would be familiar with. I think you've had that or seen it and not bought it before. And the spell scroll of earthquake. And the promise of 75,000 gold.
75,000 is what it's at now? Do I hear 80? 80,000?
Was it? Did she leave into another
She went
room?
upstairs.
So
to
it's
leave,
just upstairs.
Like she's leaving the building.
Oh,
She
okay.
said she has her own place to be.
Okay.
And now
So
we're
we can
downstairs
assume she's gone.
discussing it amongst
This basement, there's no windows or anything, right? It's just like
It's a kind of, I would say it's got those little, but very little basement windows, so you can see stuff.
it's like only a door at the
Yeah,
top
there's
of the
a door
stairs.
at the top of stairs. Yeah,
Like
this used to
opening
be. Yeah, it used to be like or it looks like it used to be some kind of storage area for a shop of some kind that maybe was turned into a home, and now it's just living arrangements.
I don't think we should, nor do we have the real authority to sign over the tower.
The gin alone is too dangerous to let fall into anybody's hands.
Not for nothing. The Zentaurum so far have no stake in this battle. No reason to join. They can help and walk away at any moment, and right now we found something that they want.
Something they really want. Tells me there's something more in there.
So, I don't think we should.
Why wouldn't they just take it
They
from
don't-
us?
They don't know the secrets on how to get in.
And Zan will pick out the hourglass key. They can't get in to the basement without the key, and they don't know how to get through the maze. We got lucky.
Actually, the fact that you have the key does more in my mind to actually just to hand them over the tower for the price they've already said. If they can't get to the basement.
It is a lot of money.
Well,
And spells, and we could ask for anything else we wanted.
But we do. Zentaurum can play some form inside this war. Screwing them over isn't going to bring them to the table either. It can entice them if they need to come to the council in order to make a deal, in order to hand over the tower. Gives them a reason to come to the table.
I say we go back in there and look around and see what it is they want in there.
I have no interest in going back into that tower. He's gonna run his fingers over that giant dent in his armor that earth elemental did.
How many other rooms did we not go into? 3? 4?
Rooms?
Or buttons we didn't press?
Is there 9?
I don't remember
buttons?
how many there were.
There's at least 7
Yeah,
other
there's several.
places we can go.
A
Several.
whole circle of buttons.
Yeah.
But isn't there plenty to do outside of the tower? Aren't we needed elsewhere?
Exactly.
Oh. How about we put a pin in that then? Keep the key. And circle back around.
Does she know that we have the key?
It's Issa, so anything is possible.
He's gonna look at the ceiling and she probably does now.
She's up there like...
She's very
Oh, there's,
Sneaky.
there's an eye to the floorboards.
exactly. If it's taken out of our hands by the council, there's no telling what could happen. Zentaurum might just walk away completely.
Giving
They've
them
trusted
the
us.
tower doesn't
But they've-
automatically bring them in either.
They've trusted us to make decisions before.
What if we just say they can have the tower but not tell them about the key, and then we can take all the gold?
We're not liars, Avadon.
It's not a lie.
By omission.
Unless they ask about a key. And nobody's asked. All they've said is, can we have the tower? And we could say, good luck.
Keys.
Reminder that if whoever owns this ends up owning this tower, if that din is released, it's going to come after us.
What else in this world isn't right now?
All the more reason we should hang on to it.
Aye.
Avadon's just gonna stack the money just like that.
She didn't leave you any money.
Oh, there's no gold on the table?
No.
It's just the scrolls.
It's just the scrolls and the healing potions.
Alright,
and
so I'll
stuff,
just touch the scrolls.
yeah. They are real. They make a little clink as you kind of roll them together, rolling
Gold
that.
coin, I have to bite it to make it real. No.
The potions.
You can
just poke
feel the the very light warmth coming off of everything, except for the healing potions, because they are not really magical.
I say we rest. We now have to make our way to Sea Hall with haste.
After reporting to the council.
I thought we were going right there.
We had to report back to the council and then we're gonna...
Really? Was that the deal? I thought the deal was like,
After
we
reporting
go
to the
here
council,
and then fucking hum it there because they know we're alive now.
They do, but that's why we're gonna take the circle or whatever it was back to the council, and then there, Romalia. And I spoke to, I don't know if you were actually here. I spoke to her, and she was gonna give us fast transportation to Seattle.
Oh, all right then.
It's about this time that you hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and Carlon has very basic food. He just kind of like plops down on the table a tray that has like breads and cheeses and some dried fruits, and he's like, sorry, it's, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's all I can get, but you all look horrible. I feel horrible.
It's a feast after the day we've had.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Much appreciated.
And I always look like this.
Yeah, me too. He runs his hand over, like, through his hair that has grown back since you saw him. Not you, but they saw him. And he's like, I've got a lot to actually discuss with you, but it's too early in the morning. We need to sleep. So, there's enough bedrolls down here. Whenever you're ready in the morning, just come get me. I'm going to keep working up there for a little bit. Help some folks that I've, made friends with since I've been here. And just come get me in the morning.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, thank you.
He gives you like a Harper signal of some kind that I can't think of right now.
He's like,
From gang signs, actually.
He walks out going,
Does he skip out?
Zan's still so new. It's like that gif with the Tom Hardy where the guy's like, and he just.
I just imagine that classic white guy where it's like one guy goes to bump knuckles, but the other guy goes to like give a high five, and they're like, which?
so,
Then you just grab the guy's fist and just shake the hand. Like, okay.
So he goes up the stairs, and is there anything you all want to talk about prior to?
Sleep on that key. Put it underneath you when you sleep.
No, you have a bag, right?
So little ones can't scurry in and take it.
Zan is sleeping on top of the bag of holding tonight.
How big is the key? Is it like a regular key, or is it like
No,
a comically oversized
It's
key?
not comically oversized, but it's like, probably about that big. Like the size of a hand, because it's not really a key that you turn into a lock. So he didn't want to lose it. I'm saying right now, making it up.
It's got one of those orange floaties on it, so it falls in the water.
I was gonna say it's like when you go to the gas station, you have to take the cinder block for the key.
Yeah. Are you doing anything in preparation for this evening?
It's 2 in the morning.
Morning.
I think we're gonna probably just sleep.
Okay.
So
All
I'm
right.
gonna wait till everyone just about falls asleep. He's gonna go up to the top of the stairs, and I'm assuming since it's a basement, the door opens in towards the stairs.
Let's see. Let's do a coin flip. I can't do this. Did it. Wait, I didn't look at it. Heads, or what are you calling?
Tails.
Tails for going
Door
in.
closes in.
Oh, I was like, where did it go? I'm gonna say that wings are tails, and that this is a head because this is me moving. All right, so yes, it opens in.
So Zan will use the immovable rod to lock the door for the night.
Okay.
Nice.
All
I
right.
haven't used that yet. So long
So
ago.
it'll click, and the rod is in place and will not ever move ever until you unclick it. All right, so you all go to sleep.
Yay, I'm not exhausted anymore.
You are not exhausted anymore. Avadon, your sleep is full of whispers telling you, open the box. You just open the box. Open that box. Don't you want to see what's in the box? And actually, when you wake up the next morning, you recall that you actually have 2 boxes. that you do not know the contents of. It's almost like a helpful little, like, oh shit, yeah, the box that I stole from the tower.
Oh yeah, that box.
Oh yeah, that box.
Oh yeah. Sitting here, I'm like 2 boxes.
I'm collecting boxes.
What's the other box?
The box
It's
collector.
a box from her grandfather's crypt. That where there's spooky shit was going on.
Spooky.
So I'm pretty
I haven't
sure.
opened yet.
Pretty
Well,
sure-
no, I have.
Pretty sure we got a ghost tag
Oh, you
tagging
opened- you
along with
opened
us or
that one?
something.
You open that
No,
box?
no, we're not gonna talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
All right.
Shut me up.
All right, so the next morning comes a lot sooner than you want. You probably all wake up, if you're getting your 8 hours, you wake up late in the morning.
Sorry, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Do I recognize any of the whispers?
No, they're just kind
Just
of
voices.
They are many, and there's a variety of them.
They sound nice.
They sound.
That's what I did. Just threw those old sheets down.
Hello, me.
And
It's
yes,
me again.
you are level 12 officially.
I'm glad she got that.
Congratulations.
Level 12!
Level 12. It's official. No, so these voices are varying. They're speaking to you in different languages that you understand. Yeah, they don't sound friendly or not friendly.
Mhm.
Very neutral, but also very, they are trying very hard to be persuasive.
Mm.
And when you wake up, there's this wanting to open the box, and then you remember, like, oh shit, that box.
Wait, am I wanting to open the new box?
You don't know.
Or the old box? Any box?
Any box. You're
I
just
just
like,
said
I
that's
need
that
to.
one
Like,
different
I gotta
box.
figure this out. Okay.
You just remember in that moment, like as you're waking up, it's like your whole night, which goes by in an instant, really, is all about getting into
Box.
that box.
Dad box.
That box. So beat me to it.
All right. So what is everybody doing?
It's morning now,
It is morning. Yes.
and we're
Mark will wake up early and spend a solid hour cleaning up his gear, all of his armor and all that.
Okay.
Weapons.
what is in this room? He says it's just like a storeroom.
It was a storeroom at some point. Now it looks like it's been outfitted for like when people likely in the Harpers come to do stuff here, or was maybe even prepped for your arrival with like bedrolls and basic stuff. Like there are like small chests that you can put
There's
your
no-
gear in.
Notes like scrolls or like notes and maps and anything.
No. It's more prep for your like coming here and doing a task.
Okay.
Does Zan still have the key?
Zan's gonna check. Does he still have the key and the mask?
Are they in the bag of holding?
Yes.
Yes.
Just imagine you just like holding them up like,
Yeah.
still good.
Do you show them both items? Like, do you take them out?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take them on just to look at them both.
Alright.
And that rapier, that was just a normal,
It's just a standard
rapier.
Yeah, standard rapier. So. Oh, you're waiting for us to sing something. Turbo?
Wait, we singing? Why are we singing?
I don't know. He's got a. They're always in a pickle for sure. It makes me want to giggle, you know. Does anybody know what that song is? I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
Wiggle,
It's-
wiggle.
Yeah.
What is
My
it?
money doesn't jiggle.
It
rolls.
folds.
I almost said it rolls. I don't
It
know.
rolls.
Doesn't rolls right the fuck out of my pocket. I'm paying bills.
They know it.
Mm-hmm. I know the TikToks.
Okay. I didn't realize it was a TikTok.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I need it now. Okay, so when you take the blue dragon mask out and hold it in your hand, there's that familiar, it's almost like a sickening feeling in your stomach when you're holding this. And that, like, really strong, like, you could put it on. And the power that you would have, the power that you've been told that you could have with this mask. It's like it wants to be put on. But You all are there in the room as he's holding on to these two
It's
things.
like the movie The Mask when he holds it and he's like,
The mask is there.
Since they're both there, Han will get them both back in the bag.
Okay.
And he will go and retrieve the immovable rod from the door.
Can I like stand on a crate and look out into the street and see what's going on out in the morning?
Yeah, so looking out, you make a perception check. What you do see just kind of looking out is people walking around. It's
10.
It's a kind of like overcast looking day. Like it's already mid-morning, maybe 10 o'clock or so. And the sky looks like white, kind of. Yeah, like that white. Probably there's just a blanket of cloud. People are walking around. There's still people cleaning things up. You can hear the sounds of, boards being lifted and stone being shifted and all of this stuff as people are fixing up all of the damages from the night before. But other than that, yeah, you just kind of see the day-to-day happenings.
Alright.
So, as of last night, we had 2 for and 2 against. For keeping the tower or giving it to bringing it to the council. 2 for selling it now, and 2 against. Oh, well, what do you say?
Oh, well, I'm really new here, and I just really care about making sure everybody stays safe. And money's good because then I can buy diamonds and food and potions would be great, but I don't know. I just don't know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just usually we're not so deadlocked in our decisions. But
Do we have to tell Issa today?
I would assume so.
We're going to be leaving today.
Maybe we should just leave quickly and not tell her.
Well, from what I understand, she'll find us.
She always does.
We could tell her that we forgot and we just were in a rush.
You would forget 75,000 gold.
No reason to lie.
But then she'll be mad at us.
Sometimes people you care about, you have to tell them the truth, even if they don't like it and it may hurt. Zan's gonna stare a little extra longer.
Pulls his glasses down.
Yeah.
He's not wearing any.
Little Missy.
No.
Just staring at Avadon, waiting for her to explain something.
Anything. Anything at all.
Oh, just anything.
Choose a fact.
Choose
I
anything.
say roll D100.
Well, did we all see him stare like that?
I would assume.
I'm pretty sure we all had questions about the dragon.
Right.
Well, we should probably get a move on.
Yeah, I was gonna say typically
I don't think we should
questions are asked and then answered.
I don't really think we should be going anywhere just yet, Avadon.
But the council's waiting.
Now
We have to get going.
they're gonna wonder why that blue beastie didn't attack.
Didn't
Well,
didn't
maybe
attack
we
didn't
did
attack
this.
you in general, or specifically rather.
Is that your friend?
Well, not really. She's not as bad as she looks. It didn't take much for me to tell her that we're like the good guys.
No, it's a dragon that seems to like dragon eggs.
Yeah.
But we don't have any, so
And
Not
since when does a
anymore.
blue dragon care about good guys?
well, I mean, she must. If she let us alone, then she just doesn't care about them. That's all. She doesn't want to be under their control. I can tell you that. So why put in the effort if she doesn't want to really be controlled by those silly little cult members?
This
I
is,
seen a man one time that close to a dragon only once. All that's left of him were his legs.
this is at least the 3rd time that we've seen Lenathon in with you in our company, Avadon. And it's also the third time that she spoke to you, only you, and you've come by unscathed. And now we hear about this dragon eggs.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Can you remind me what did Lenathon say out loud that everybody could hear?
It's like you all look powerful or something like
Yeah.
that.
She basically said, like in this latest encounter, or
Yeah.
just in a general sense?
Just in this latest one.
Yeah, she just kind of basically said that, well, you all look really powerful, and I'll leave you to it. And
Just
what's-
tips her hat. I'm gonna do it. There you go,
See
Gaffner.
you
She
later.
flies away.
to throw the guy off, and basically she did say out loud, what has changed this time is that she knows where you're, or
Oh, right.
not that she's always known where
Yeah.
they are, but just that now you've met your family.
Mhm.
That's what's changed.
That's the only thing she said out loud, though. That and the powerful
And
part.
that you all look
Very
powerful enough to
powerful.
handle this, so yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Sorry, what did you just ask me?
What the business was. What the dragon eggs was.
Star for role playing.
God damn it. Negative stars.
What's the deal with the dragon eggs?
What you all do, because I know it's been 2 years, so what you remember is that
This has been 2 years.
they were there when you tried to stop them from, you and Bob tried to stop them from destroying the white dragon eggs and failed. Like you straight up attacked
yeah.
them.
you watch me and Erdnot
Oh,
mollywop these dragon eggs.
Yeah,
and you were
yeah.
like,
They were
no.
playing
I tried.
whack-a-mole.
And Bob like lashed out with your magic at them. They were all standing there when Lenathon destroyed the orb. You all were standing.
Oh, yeah.
The ones who were there were standing there when she destroyed the orb, and she said that you had failed her, and disappointed
We
her.
heard her say that we should.
Oh yeah, she was standing right in front of you. Like she walked out from the woods, stood in front of you all at the circle outside of the hunting lodge, and she said those words. She broke the thing. They were not there before that when you met in the woods during the goblin attack. But then like between the eggs situation in the ice caverns and then like the egg situation, at least Zan has kind of put it all
Oh, yeah. Yes.
together.
The jig is up.
The jig is up on that. But in terms of any kind of one-on-one conversations that you've had or the sending that you've done, nobody else would know.
Mm-hmm. Just the
Yeah.
stuff that's been out loud from Lenathon. All right. Let's see. The jig, eh? Well, okay, listen. She said we're all powerful, and it's the truth. She can see that we're powerful, and then you saw her just toss that worm speaker to us, basically. She knows we can handle it. So, she's just a neutral dragon. She doesn't really care.
That doesn't explain about the dragon eggs.
I don't know what she wants to do with them.
And you've been collecting them for her without telling us?
No, not at all. I had one that I found that was kind of gross. And I took it because I remembered that you and Micaiah needed dragon parts. And I thought, oh, this could be helpful for my friends.
Avadon,
That's a good deception.
Yeah, you can roll a deception.
Can I roll? What,
Well, I'll see what
Oh boy.
see if it's worth it for you.
I was gonna say
roll.
Ira does not believe that, but we'll see.
I'm actually gonna give you advantage because you're not fully lying.
17.
You can roll if you roll an insight check, yeah. It's a half truth.
Mm-hmm.
So 13 plus. You said insight.
Yeah.
4.
Meets
so-
it, beats it, right?
I say roll off.
No, he meets it, beats it.
It's meets it, Yeah, we'll go with meets it beats it here. It's a little bit the way it's supposed. So really, when it's a contested, it's supposed to be like whatever the state was is how it remains. When it's a contested thing, but that is not a possibility. So actually, you know what I'm going to say is a roll off again.
Our wouldn't
contested. It is like if it doesn't do meets it beats it. It's like
so she rolled
because he didn't because he was believing me anyway, right? Like
he was
not
right.
No,
he was
the half
not
truth is
necessarily.
that he does owe dragon parts.
Right. So roll off because this one's complicated.
So does she have advantage on this too?
No. It's just a straight up.
Oh
roll
no,
off.
I don't remember which one was a good one. Fuck.
Go ahead. Ah, I'm not gonna beat that. Oh, it did. No, because it's a 14 plus 4 for 18, but yours is gonna be higher.
Okay. So I would say
Mwah.
what she says makes sense, and is not like as you're looking at her, you don't want to believe her, but at the same time, there's truth there.
I have Avadon, so I believe you about that. So where's these parts now?
Where's my parts, bitch?
But what had happened was in the bag.
Just imagine Eric be like, whoa.
I have my trail mix out and I'm just sharing it. And the new people are like...
When it was in the bag, when it was in my bag, I grabbed it, but it cracked. It cracked.
Crappy.
And then it was everywhere and making a huge mess. And so instead of holding it because it was rotting, I threw it in the fire and burned it.
That is unimaginably awful.
It was dead. It was dead and it was awful. It was very sad.
And where did
it was smelly? Really, really smelled bad.
So that's. And me and Arwell thought that you shat the carpet.
Nope.
And where did you get this egg from?
The Great White Death's hoard.
Yeah.
You stole an egg.
It was already dead.
From a horde of a dragon and didn't tell us.
It was just, I knew that you could use it, so I wanted to get it.
Yet you said nothing.
I didn't want you to get mad at me.
So now we had the possibility of the White Death following us, because we took an egg from its horde.
Would a dragon do that?
That egg is gone, and I still don't have my parts. None of this makes any sense.
She's just going to sit on the floor. I'm sorry. I thought that if I could get it and show you that I had it, that you would really, really like me again. Because you didn't like me for a little while, and so this was the perfect solution. And Micaiah too. If she knew that there were dragon parts for her, then she would come back to us.
At best, you're lying to our faces. And at worst, you put us all in danger.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Does Art believe that?
I'm so glad that I'm incapable of having children.
What did
Nobody believes
Lenathon
that.
promise you?
She promised that, She didn't promise me anything, but she did say she would leave us alone. Did she say I promised something?
Lenathon.
Promised you, like, power or something,
Not out loud, though.
right? Not in a
She's
language
not
we
said anything
understood.
out loud. I can remind you in a message.
Okay. No, she said she would leave us alone. All I had to do was ask. She knows how powerful I am. I think she thinks that I'm very powerful. And she'll just kind of like smirk and like kind of glow. She's pretty pleased. She thinks that I'm very powerful, and I guess I might be, but I have nothing for her.
Except you've been doing things for her.
No, there's been nothing. And we barely even talk. I only just see her sometimes.
Like your ex-girlfriend? No, we just hang out sometimes.
How often do you see this
I
dragon?
only like her Instagram posts.
Avadon, do you understand what's going on here?
No, what?
You're being gaslit by a dragon.
What do you mean?
Lenithon,
Do you think she's lying?
Lenithon may not like the cult, but she shares their goal of bringing Tiamat to our world. You understand what that means for all of us, for you and your family, if that were to happen.
I mean...
Tiamat will kill every mortal being on this side of the plains.
But if we get on the good
including
side...
your family.
But Zan, if we get on her good
No.
side...
Dragons, especially chromatic dragons, they do not see us as equals. They don't even see us as pets. They see us as nothing more than cattle to be slaughtered at their whim.
She does seem so nice, though. She's gonna be crying.
At the very best, she sees you as a tool to get what she wants and to further her own goals. And when the time comes, she'll cast you aside.
But I haven't done anything for her. I really don't... I don't know if you know her as well as I do.
Who's
But
to know,
That statement alone is ludicrous.
who's to know the mind of a dragon?
Well, I don't have to be mean to her yet, right?
She's going to try to kill us.
It's not a matter of being mean to a dragon. It's a matter of being able to trust your friends and having your friends trust you. If we cannot trust you, I can't follow you into battle, and I can't have you follow me into battle. Trust is what holds this whole thing together. I told you when the time was right and when I had to. My problem with Peter and Sea Hall and the assassins and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can trust me. I'm not sure I can trust you.
Well, what do you want me to do? What do I have to do? I haven't done anything wrong yet. I haven't done anything wrong. She's gonna...
Regina used to do that when she was like 7 or 8. I didn't do anything. I don't want to be in timeout.
Avadon, it's not about what you have done, but eventually that help that Lenithon is promising you is going to come at a cost. And that cost is you're going to have to choose between her and us and your family.
She's gonna curl up into a ball.
On the floor?
Yep. Like with her tail wrapped around her. Just saying, you know I'll choose you and my family. I can't choose a dragon. She's nice and she likes me, but I can't let her hurt my family. I can't let her hurt my friends. How do I gain your trust back?
Don't lie.
I haven't lied.
Lies by omission or a lie like any other. Avadon.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Is there anything else that we should know?
No. There's nothing. There's no. Nothing.
Empty your pockets.
I want to go through your social media. Or I need to check your messages.
What else is there to know?
That's what we're trying to find out.
Well, I didn't think that the dragon episode was all that bad, but now you're all upset with me.
No.
Well, you let me know when then. You let me know when you're ready to talk to me again.
This is also why I never took an apprentice.
She's just gonna...
You hear a little like rap on the door, and then it opens in, and you can hear, "Hello," and it's Issa. That's my Issa voice. And she starts coming down like, "Good morning, sleepyheads. This looks like a fun time." Just
When
kind
she
of looking
cries,
at everyone.
like blood tears.
Looking at everyone. She sees you like kind of curled up on the floor, and she's like, I would go over, but you're fucking terrifying, Avadon, so, air hug.
Thanks,
From here.
Issa.
Yeah.
I know you still trust me.
Yeah. I definitely do. How was the night?
Terrible!
Oh. Oh my, alright.
She's just gonna... Yeah, so Avadon's just gonna go into a corner of the room then, and she's not going to engage with anybody.
Seems like healthy chatting. I'm assuming, I'm not gonna lie, I was just listening at the door the whole time, so talking about the dragon, huh? I mean, I was there when she crushed up that little gemstone in front of you, Avadon. We've been friends for a long time.
Mm-hmm. That's right, she did crush it.
She did.
She doesn't even
really,
like
really
me
mad.
anymore.
I mean, that doesn't seem likely. Or she would have just eaten you.
Well,
Listen, this is family business, and I'm just a family friend, so I don't want to get involved. But, did you do some more thinking about, my offer? As a reminder, the Zentarum are very influential. And even though the council may not admit it, we have quite a bit of power in the area. And so, I'm just saying, we're all in this together. We do not want the cult to bring Tiamat up from her prison. And, even more so that you're very much aware of the traitor that was in our midst that took some of our secrets with her to the cult itself. So when one of our factions is weakened, the entire group is weakened.
Well, we have discussed it over, but we can't take your money and gifts. But Zentorum is serious of joining in the effort. They can come to the council and we will tell them to give them the tower if they agree to come and work together.
I think it's very interesting that you all are letting the Harpers do the talking for you. She's not going to look at you anymore.
He's just a pretty face.
Yeah.
I'm in the corner. Avadon's not talking to me.
So are all of you Harpers now? Or, because this is information I would want to share with my leadership team.
You know me, I have no allegiance to the Harpers in general.
You're from the Ghost Order or something, right?
Aye.
So you follow the Harpers too?
I follow what is right.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't orders coming from the Harpers.
Oh,
This is
well
what
then.
we've decided.
I don't even know if I need to take this at its face value then. Well, are you sure? I only have so much I can give as an offer. This one time, she looks at the table with the potions and like, I got a couple more.
We're
good
not
ones.
saying no forever. Just Not right now.
Some of us aren't trying to save people for the money.
Listen, I have family, and I do not want that dragon to come up and eat all of them. She could literally eat if she used all 5 heads, she would get all of my immediate family members in one go. I'm not interested in that.
Should probably try and convince your superiors to come to the table.
Well, I only am a messenger. They don't listen to much that I have to say. The offer is here, and only here. If it is without your help, then you get nothing. And that's fine. Again, messenger.
What is it about this tower that's worth 75,000 gold to your people?
I don't know. It's in a very strategic location. There's that. I mean, the Well of Dragons is...
There's plenty of towns and other towers around here, I'm sure. There's something in that tower that your people want.
I don't know. I know that it is super hard to get in it. I mean, that's why the cult probably... They don't tell me all the secrets. They just tell me what to say and do.
I wish I could help you.
Yeah. Steps down the stairs the rest of the way and then goes over to the table and just like makes a big showing of like she picks up one of the potion vials, looks at it, puts it in the bag.
Sniffs it.
Yeah, takes another one, just very slowly puts them all away, and they can't make that like satisfying clinking noise because as far as you can tell that she's got some kind of satchel that similar to the bag of holding, and she puts it all.
Satchel of holding.
Fanny bag of holding.
She takes the scroll, rolls it up, looking at Avadon over in the
She's
corner.
gonna turn over her shoulder and watch.
All right. Well,
Are you still to follow us back?
no, I think well, you just disappointed everybody, and now I gotta go relay that, so no reason for me to hang around.
Alright then, we'll see you at our next destination.
No, you won't. I'm not going there. Good luck with that. And maybe I'll see you on the battlefield.
Hopefully.
It's getting really bad out there. I don't know if you've had a chance to look around, but
You're always on the go.
We've seen it.
yeah,
Up close, from the backs of dragons. We've seen it.
it's getting really bad. Careful out there. Careful for any loved ones that you're waiting on or looking for or watching out for, because they are rounding up everyone they can. And from my understanding, when they get to that well, it's sacrifices for all.
You get a sacrifice. You get a sacrifice.
Hope the Zentarum keep your family safe.
Yeah, they won't do that either. It's all up to me.
I wish you good fortune.
No, you don't.
I do.
Harper.
We do. And maybe
You just told me you weren't part of the Harpers. What's going on? I believe you. I just don't believe him. Y'all are confusing. All right, see ya. And she's so
Wait,
small.
Did you just give us the sign of the cult?
No,
She's a traitor, get her!
actually, that would be funny if she did that. Like,
Yeah.
I heard Not's not here, so the joke would be lost.
She wasn't there.
Yeah, she was.
Mm-hmm.
Yusa
In
was
the-
there.
Yeah, she was in the,
Oh, shit,
the
she was,
castle
yeah.
before we
She was
went.
the only reason we even got
Right, my
like
bad.
past that first pot.
So anyway, yeah, she just kind of steps and walks out. Up to
We
the
should
stairs.
get an ale when there's downtime.
With me?
Yes, with you!
Yeah, after we we'll see.
After we save the world.
Yeah. I might not want to see any of you ever again, so fuck you, bye.
Oh, I like that one.
Your
She's
friend
a-
seems really disappointed in us.
Usually is. She's an acquired taste. Usually disappointed in us. Gotta be right about this, Sam. We might have just burned ourselves pretty bad.
It's too dangerous.
We'll see.
All right. So before you head upstairs, I will say we will take a break so everybody can eat. And we will be back in, what time is it? We'll be back by like 6:20ish, give it like 30 minutes. So just a reminder, everybody, we do have the charity going, ! Charity. You can donate stuff right away before we even get started tomorrow with the Midnight World. And we'll be back very soon. Bye. All right, and we return. As you all are within the lower level of the Harper's like little mini HQ in the village of Zonthal's Tower after the attack the day before from the Lenathon being temporarily ridden by the blue worm speaker, Galvin the Blue. And after fighting the Abishai reborn Cyanrath, Issa presented you an opportunity to make some coin and gain a little favor with the Zentarim. However, it appears you have said no to that.
I'm not convinced it was the right choice.
And you now all stand in the basement. I don't know. Waiting for your next move. Carlon did tell you, the other Harper, to meet up with them when you're ready.
Did you say where? Like, do we just do a special
The
walk?
village isn't super big, so given everything that's going on. He didn't say exactly, but he could be anywhere.
Mark will stow all of his gear and his stuff away, and he'll get ready to go.
Yep. Ready.
All right.
Start walking up the stairs.
So you all exit the somewhat musty basement floor of the Harper's getaway. And up on the top floor, things have been organized a little bit better. There is some kind of like odds and ends probably from other places that have been stacked in various corners as Carlon's been helping people out. And he's not up there at the moment, but unless there's anything you wanted to do in here... You exit the room and go out into the streets where you can see people just the basic kind of clean up. Issa is nowhere to be seen. You can see that it is kind of an overcast day. You can still smell a little bit of the burning leftover like wood and other things that caught fire during the initial Lenathon attack. But in general, people seem to be like in decent spirits about it. You do see people kind of like giving you a little bit of like a look and then like whispering to each other, but nobody comes up to you outright.
The heroes of Xandar.
And eventually, as you're walking through, you do see Carlon helping out, like lifting up some heavy stuff, getting stuff out of the way. And when he spots you, he just says to the person that he's helping, like, be right back. I know that like slap on the shoulder type thing, and then he comes over. So I'll rest it up.
Aye, we're ready to get back.
All right. Well, actually, come on over at a just earshot of all these people, and he just brings you away, like
Just him or all of us?
all of you. He brings you all over, towards like maybe like a water station where there's just people can get drinks of water. And he pours himself a cup and then one for each of you. And he says, yeah, so I got word from the council, not from Ramalia herself, but it seems that you all really impressed the dragons with your ability to get concessions. The metallic ones, I mean. They have decreed that you are to tell them where you would like for them to be stationed in the lead up to everything that's getting gathered to go to the Well of Dragons.
Alright.
So Remy has, I haven't talked to her in a day, but I'm supposed to basically take your orders and send them back. It'll probably be another day or two of being here before I hear back from her, but I can at least get word out. I'm assuming they're wondering like where you want the different dragons to go, like the cities, out where the raids are happening, do some investigation work. He looks at you when he says that, like, I know we could really use somebody to help us with our reconnaissance.
Especially with how far spread out they are.
Yeah.
I say we do something about those raids.
We need updated information for where they happened last.
They're all over. I would say, and this is just me talking, you can take it or leave it, but with the raids happening, a lot of people are fleeing to the big cities, so it's kind of a trade-off. Maybe posting up around the cities themselves, and then also on the routes that people are taking more directly.
Patrols of some kind.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you these orders, or can we give them to whoever it be at the when we get back to the Baldur's Gate? Waterdeep?
Waterdeep.
Wa-
No,
no,
so
Waterdeep.
yeah, you'll give them to me, and I will pass them along. Last I heard, Remy wanted you to stay here until she was ready. There's some council business, extra steps that need to be taken, some updates from the Misty Forest. So, I'm to get your orders, pass them along, and then Remy isn't going to reach out to me directly, but I'll get the go-ahead to send you back.
And no word how long that'll be?
Last I heard from her, she said a couple of days.
Every day is one less day of surprise.
Exactly.
Well, I do think that information the dragons could gather will help us, but protecting the city is also a viable option. What does everyone think?
Let's protect the refugee routes.
Aye.
Fine.
So the refugee routes, who do you want to do that? The metallic dragons, we've got gold and silver, brass, copper, bronze.
Shit, I forgot which of them do.
The fastest probably to cover the most area in these patrols.
Would you not want the fastest to deliver messages and do your snooping
Don't they talk to each other via telepathy?
hundreds of miles away?
No, no,
Fucking dragons. Who knows?
I don't think so. Maybe specific ones.
I just assumed because they talked to her with the mind. Well, if I talk to her with the mind thing.
She's like, don't bring that up.
I think the copper ones would probably be best for the.
I can't remember like what any strengths and
I don't know that you actually know, really. I don't think that you've had that interaction.
Well.
Fuck it.
You
Throw them on the map.
Yeah, you people that know nothing about dragons, figure
Make
out
all
where
the
they should
decisions
go.
for the dragons.
Yeah.
So we've got the silver.
Avadon would probably have an idea, right?
Yeah,
Not
probably.
Of the metallic, right? But
No,
maybe the
probably. You've
chromatic.
done a lot of dragon reading.
likes dragons.
So you would know that the copper
But I ain't
seemed.
gonna tell you.
The copper seemed to be the ones that typically like humans or humanoids a decent amount.
So they would actually protect people.
Yeah,
Instead
the
of just
silver
flying away.
dragons. Specifically, you remember that Elia had it out for the dwarves. So, like, because of the dragon moots that the dwarves have partooken in for many a century. Let's see, the gold ones obviously are the top brass, not brass, but the top gold. And
which ones didn't like the
silver.
Silver didn't like dwarves.
I mean, none of them like the dwarves, but Elia specifically had it out for the dwarves because of her family being killed by them.
Gold are the most powerful.
They are typically the most powerful, yeah. And the most respected.
So the golds would do best in any direct confrontations that we can foresee. Sign of strength and power.
Which ones?
The gold.
The gold.
Yes. The bronze they want justice most of all, and they avoid like cruelty. They don't tolerate it. So that was the one that kind of called you into the room and was still a bronze, I believe it was a bronze dragon in his full form, and like gave you drinks and stuff. And then we've got the brass. Brass dragons.
Was that the one that wanted the sword?
That was the one that was like an elf.
She
Yeah.
wanted like a sword
Or,
back.
yeah. No, that was the copper one that wanted the sword.
Okay.
Which you did give her. Brass are the weakest and most benign. They love to talk. They love to engage friends and foes and hours of discussion and conversation. They're not like super fighty.
So they're the decoys.
They're the messengers.
They would be good to gain information.
So we've got the most powerful that we're going to put in direct conflict with the enemy, right? We've got the copper that's going to patrol the refugee trains.
So the gold is going to the cities?
The front lines where
The front lines, you know, if they're...
So that would kind of be where the refugee points are. Like until this is pre-battle. So the front lines, like, is
The
where
lines
the
are
refugees
forming.
Right.
So if you have the dragons that protect the front lines, like Zan was saying, and then once those towns or something happens and the refugees have to flee to the major cities, you have the gold dragons up front, and then you would have I think we said the ones that like people, the copper dragons, would patrol those refugee trains and lines to make sure that they weren't getting further attacked.
Okay.
Right?
Do you know how many dragons we have at our disposal here?
No.
We would keep the silver away from dwarves as much as possible, right? What do you want to do with those?
Reserves?
We have the
Don't want to throw all the eggs in the
and
basket right away.
information and messaging.
Well, you're not
Back and
battling.
forth,
This isn't
right.
the battle. This is pre-battle. Like, what do you want them to do while you're...
Right. Then we have the brass ones, which were the messenger / information.
Okay,
Yeah,
with
this
the
is-
hunters. So you got silver and bronze.
Can they get making anything? Making weapons?
I would say the silver probably back up the gold, and the bronze. I don't know. What do you guys want to know about the bronze? They're into justice and they avoid cruelty.
Perhaps
Maybe directly watch over the cities.
perhaps the bronze would be best in any sort of direct area that we know the cult is in.
So that wouldn't that be the gold dragons?
They have the
Front
gold
lines.
they have the gold at the cities.
No, the gold were at the front lines. I thought. We could reverse that. Seems odd to put our heaviest guns in back though, over the cities. I'm gonna put the most powerful up front to do the most damage, and then the ones that like justice and avoid cruelty keep them above the cities.
I would put the most powerful in back so that if the front falls, then you are not left with sending in the B team.
But if the gold falls, you have the silver in reserve, like you were saying. It's tough to do without like a map. Like I wish we had like a map that like pins, like a strategy, like battle map.
Well, you're just kind of telling them
Generally.
what you would like for them to do. So, if it's like front lines for the gold, refugee lines for the copper, cities for the bronze, Harper's, and then you've got the silver. Harper's for brass.
Silver in reserve for the gold.
For now, I guess.
There are a lot
It's
of
not like
cities,
we can't
so
Yeah.
change it.
Silver and gold for protecting the cities.
Silver and gold.
all right.
Can Avadon have told them a lot of stuff about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
everything I said. You can.
That was from me.
So don't be mad at me.
That was Avadon speaking through my mouth.
I wonder how you know so much about dragons.
Books, baby. I spent a lot of time alone.
So Caroline just kind of nods. Yeah, so we will pass that along, and I have gotten some news from the Misty Forest. It just seems that the king's son was not actually dead, and I don't know the whereabouts of your partners, but it seems they were successful in some light. And the king will no longer, King Melindrap of the Misty Forest Elves, will no longer be pushing back on any of our attempts at moving forward. So,
Was there word of a worm speaker there?
yes, the worm speaker was his son.
Oh. Was that already stated?
It was like kind of like we
I missed
heard the
that. I must have
name
missed
and
it.
we know the king's name, so it was kind of
I must have missed that part.
So when you presented your evidence of the letter from Severin to Resmir,
yeah, I
there was
remember that
mention of Narenbane the Green,
That's right.
and Narenbane is the name of the
And
king's
he was
son.
supposed to be the
He was supposed
king's dead son,
Yes.
right?
So that's good news. But
do
Was
you
he-
know were they
was he-
able to get the mask?
they were not. They were not able to get the king's son, nor were they able to get the mask. The green dragon that he had been commanding or working with, you can't really command a dragon, escaped, and as did Narenbane. With the mask.
Petty, it would have been nice to have another notch on the belt as far as these worm speakers go.
Yeah. But it was not all for naught, because the king is now on our side, and
That's good. It's good news then.
Yeah.
Hopefully we hear news about Micaiah and Erdnot soon. And Vidania. She's the wild card.
yes, I apologize. I only have the high level information. All right. Well, I'm going to go take care of passing along this information. If you wouldn't mind helping out the people, and I know that there are those who need healing and emotionally and physically, and then there's structures that need healing emotionally and physically, so you're welcome to come and go and sleep and rest when needed, and I will find you as soon as I hear back from Remy.
Thank you.
All right. Slaps you on the back
Buddy.
and heads off. So you have a couple of days. What all would you like to do?
Lay low. I really thought that we were gonna do this and then zip back and then zip right to Sea Hall. Shit. He's gonna keep a real low profile.
Okay.
is he'll help repair some buildings and stuff, but he's gonna do it like over his fancy armor. He's gonna dress kind of like shabby.
Okay.
Keep himself hidden, hood up.
All right.
Val will tell jokes.
2
Aw.
days straight.
Somebody's got to do it.
On a makeshift
Five
stage.
adventurers walk into a bar.
Yeah, he's keeping up mental morale.
I know it's not carpenters, but Zan's a wood carver's tool, so he'll help with any other reconstruction that we're going off with.
Okay.
Same with Arik and his blacksmithing. If metal things need to be fixed, he's on it.
Okay.
If I could craft any potions,
Yep. Yeah, you can.
set them up while I'm telling jokes.
At night, also, he's gonna work out those dents in his armor while staring daggers at Avadon.
What are Arwell and Avadon doing?
He did get these big dents in his armor for helping you.
Listen, we rolled.
You did.
We rolled.
Threw a wall off my carpet.
I think Arwell is going to offer some medical care as needed, and also just to be like, if anybody wants somebody to talk to, my door. She'll find a place with a door, and she'll say, "My door is always open."
Picks up a
Two
door
of
that's
them.
laying on the ground, props it up. My door.
Please step into my office.
Okay.
Avadon wants to look at the box.
Oh, I forgot about the box.
Which box?
Which box are you talking
The
about?
new box.
The new box.
I'm gonna check out the new
It's in the box.
The one you didn't tell anybody about.
Okay.
Not lying.
So, where are you doing this?
Privately. Is there an outhouse?
There are many outhouses, yes. But
You can use Arwell's office.
It's an outhouse.
Let's do it for him. Yeah.
Actually, that's a great idea. She's gonna knock on Arwell's door.
Okay.
Box check.
Oh, whoa.
Put it on the
Go write
board.
that down. Go write that down.
Knock, knock.
Knock, knock, box check.
The door's open. Always is.
Arwell, it's me.
Oh, hey, Avadon. And Charlie's sitting on the desk.
Charlie!
There's a desk. Just doing a little
There's
interior
also-
designing here.
Avadon is going to approach but not touch Charlie and say to Arwell, I'm really sorry that everything seems to be such a mess. I want you to know that I love you and I love Charlie, and I think that we can all get along again, and I know that they'll trust me again, and I really I want you to know that I didn't do anything wrong. The dragon is really big and scary, but I'm not going to deal with that anymore. It's just, I don't want it to hurt everyone's feelings. So, I just want to make sure that you know that we're friends.
That's very nice of you, Avadon. I can't say I've had a friend in a long time. And then she's going to lean down to Charlie. Okay. Charlie doesn't actually talk, so it's just Charlie says that friends don't keep secrets, and he wants you to remember that.
Charlie's right. There's something I wanted to show you. And it's not a secret, but I know that everyone thinks I keep secrets all the time. So I'm going to prove it to you, and I'm going to show you this. I found it, and when I was stuck in the wall, I grabbed this little box that was on a table from the tower. Do you want to take a peek?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said that she's taking off the puppet fingers she was about to use for you.
I was literally just thinking that, that was like child psychology of the sock puppet. Like, Mr. Puppet says that we don't keep secrets.
Would you like to see it? She's
And your
reaction was like,
the whole stage was about to be set up. Like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
I'll put my little sand table away.
particular on the outside? Or anything cool?
It is just about, it's like a size of a shoebox, like that big, and it's just a plain old wooden box. It has a lock on it.
We're just gonna open it up. Let's see what's inside.
Okay.
So she'll try to.
Can I cast detect magic and just look at it? The outside of it? Okay. I'll do that.
Is that instant or is that like a ritual or is that like an instant thing? I think it's instant.
minutes
I think it's
to
resting.
do
Can
it.
you just imagine that happening? Her tail
It
is
takes 10 minutes.
It takes 10 minutes to kick in?
Yeah.
Whenever it's a ritual, however the casting
Plus
time says,
11.
you
Oh, okay.
add 10 minutes to it. So
You can do it instantly. I just didn't know if you wanted to be like, wait, I'll do it, or if you wanted to just do it secretly.
Oh.
She's gonna start
Okay.
hitting it.
No, we'll say you said you were gonna cast it, so
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
see that she's like trying to get in. The whole thing glows. Like there's a lot of little things around, and you can see like a lot of stuff that Avadon's wearing, the things, and then you can see that the box itself is also glowing.
Okay. Well, it seems magical.
So it has a little lock on it. How are you trying to? Are you just trying to bust it open?
Yeah.
Okay. How? Just smashing it on the table.
Just smashing like the lock on the corner of the table.
Okay.
I cast fireball.
Start using her
let's
horn
And
to
then
like pick
let's
the
see.
lock.
I know that I have.
Well, I just hurt my neck doing that.
I might have some, I don't have any lock picking things, but can I like try to get in there with something? Like to fuck with it?
Do you have anything
It's
to
a
get
long
in?
title.
No, no, no.
for the board.
You get a dagger or something, maybe?
Any helpful items?
I had. Let's see. Oops. Sorry, it's not what I was pulling.
So the two of you just kind of like both hear it. Like Avadon's like smashing
Staring
at
at
it, and then you're just both staring at it, trying to think like.
Oh, can I poke in there with like,
Just
Gonna poke it in the box.
everything. Just everything. Poking the box.
I have like a little. What is this? A little bit of steel. I have a wooden stake that's too big, probably.
Yeah. Take it out, like.
Not gonna work.
Imagine like when Max has this toy, it's like a little circle and it comes apart and has all these shapes that you put in those shaped holes. Like the star goes in the star hole, the square goes in the square
What about
hole.
an earring?
Try.
Yeah, because she's got all the jewelry and shit on. So I guess she'll take off an earring and try to like use the pointy side to.
All right, make a dexterity check.
Ugh.
Try to open up the.
Oh, fuck me. That's only 4.
You don't have a plus anything to your.
It's 2, but I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay.
So you like take your earring and you jab that into the lock and you're trying to wiggle it, and then all of a sudden there's a and you're like moving and everything around you seems to be like slowed down, and same thing for you, Arwa. Like the two of you are just like looking up at each other, and it's like very slow motion, and around you, like out the window, you can see people just like walking by, and everything is going like double speed while you're like moving very, very slowly.
That makes total sense.
Can she try again?
I could try to
Like
hit it
super
with
slowly?
my mace. Really slowly.
Very slowly, and you try to put it in, but when you look at your earring, it's broken inside of the thing.
Oh
So
no!
you're like looking up slowly at Arwa.
Oh, the locksmith.
I could try hitting it with my mace really slowly.
Yeah, that might work.
Anything. It's kind of strong. Okay. I'm gonna try to hit it with my mace
Okay.
slowly.
So slowly take out the mace and then like kind of bring it down.
Do we have any idea like what this is?
Make an Arcana. Both of you can make an Arcana check, and you can make your attack roll as well.
Okay. What shall I do first?
17.
Not bad.
That'll be on your skills page.
Oh, sorry.
Next page.
So Avadon, you as you're watching.
13 Arcana.
Okay, yeah. Both of you realize you half a second faster than Arwell that this is was likely a glyph of warding. So if you triggered it, then what happened is that you appear to be under the effect of a slow spell. And had you done that in the room with the elementals,
I was
for
just
example-
thinking of that. That's exactly
It makes
what I
total
was
sense too
thinking.
because he's a time mage or a mage obsessed with time.
Oh, yeah.
So you can make your attack roll.
Okay. 17.
Okay.
Do I have
No,
something
so
for that? Okay.
no, you're
17.
I've just for flavor really. So you just take your mace and bash down on it. And one thing that you also notice with your 10 minutes up, the moment that went off, when you looked at the box again, it wasn't glowing anymore.
Ooh.
So you just kind of smash down, and it it quickly opens. So it's very, very strange as you're going slow, and it goes and busts open in a bunch of different parts, and several things kind of go scattered. And for the next several hard seconds of your life, you're trying to quickly grab things, and then make a wisdom saving throw.
Both?
Yeah, both of you can make a wisdom save.
The three of us walking.
18.
Nice again.
As you're slowly moving, suddenly you're just you really want to grab that gem that you just saw, this rainbow gem goes scattering across, and you're and you
9,
are able to push through it, and
Yes!
the spell ends.
14.
You see her doing that, and you're no, I really want, and you're just still slowly going, and now Avadon has moved and is grabbing up all of the things. You find a spell scroll. A rainbow gem, and then a large aquamarine gem, and a clear quartz gem. And when you look at them, you are reminded of the red elemental gem that Zan had that he threw down on the ground, and the elemental came up. When you look at the one aquamarine inside, you can see just swirling wind. And the quartz, you can see the movement of just ice kind of forming and then retracting inside. And then there's also another scroll. And when you unroll...
2 scrolls?
Yeah, 2 scrolls.
Damn!
How big was this box?
It's about the size of a shoebox.
I don't know why I was thinking a ring box.
So you unroll it, and you can see you recognize the arcane language at the top. It's a scroll of protection against ice elementals. The first one does not have a description. The first scroll does not have a description of what it is. You would have to read it.
Now? Can I read it?
You can read... You can get the gist of it. Mm-hmm. It's, let's see. What do I want this to be? Make an intelligence check.
Oh, come on!
Or Arcana. Let's do Arcana or Intelligence.
20.
Okay. As you're looking over the runes that are just kind of fading and coming back,
Yeah.
That one was real good.
you read the language and can see that this appears to be a flashback scroll. You can choose a target and you will see a memory of theirs if you read it.
Okay.
You don't get to choose the memory, it's just a memory.
Okay.
And you will see it, and it will be your memory, basically.
But we're out of the slow.
As you're going through it, like right as you kind of finish looking at stuff, you look over and Arwell, you're finally able to move. Normal.
Okay. Do I notice anything cool about the rainbow gem other than the cool part that it's a rainbow?
When you hold it in your hand, you get this like, you can feel the warmth, and everything that she's holding is glowing with that that magical light. This you can tell very similar in some ways as you just kind of focus on it. When you are able to pull on the strings of time, this is very similar to that. It's basically luck. Like you can re-roll. Just one time you get to re-roll. And then that's it.
And then no more Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, all these goodies on the table.
I'm really glad that we opened that box, Arwell. Aren't you?
I am.
They're beautiful.
They are. The one with the swirling wind inside makes me a little nervous.
Oh, but do I get what they are, or do I just think? Okay.
No, these are elemental gems.
Okay. It's nothing to be scared of. You're totally in control. Don't worry, Arwell. Do you want one?
I guess I'm a little worried, but do we have something we could keep things in where they won't get broken?
Oh yeah, it's okay. I have a backpack right here.
Okay.
It's got fried egg slime.
Yeah, it's just covered in like
my lucky
old
bag.
yolk.
I mean, technically they're yours because you got the box. But if there's anything you want,
But
give me, that's
Arlo,
fine. But you totally don't have.
We're
to.
friends, and friends share things.
That's true.
Why don't you take one?
Okay, but you pick.
Which one is the most beautiful?
I think the rainbow one is the most beautiful.
You should keep that one, Arwell.
Really?
And she'll grab her hands.
Thank you.
It's perfect for you.
Thank you so much.
It's perfect for you and Charlie.
Did you hear that, Charlie? Did you see this? And Charlie looks at it and looks up at you and is kind of cocks his head and is kind of happy.
Okay, perfect. Yes, you keep this one. I'm gonna go let everyone know that we found this, that you found this in the box that I found, and we opened it together, and that we're friends.
Okay.
Did
you hear that, Charlie? We're friends.
So I think actually too, she has those black ones that we found, and the black
that was
diamonds.
actually when you were talking about that in there. That's exactly what I had thought. They had a magic.
Is there something in those?
I don't
I
know.
wonder if
I'd
they're
like to
also
take a
elemental
closer look
ones,
at
maybe
those.
they were in the hourglass. So I was also gonna ask you about that. I literally wrote Black Gem Magical Feeling because when you were talking about the gems, I was like, hey, I remember. I had one of those.
Are you asking about the black gems?
Yeah, I wanted to. Well, yes,
Okay.
together but separately. I don't think we're looking together because
No,
he doesn't like me very much.
Maybe
Oh,
at
yeah.
the same moment in time, you're both like, oh shit, those black gems.
Oh, John!
Speaking of gems,
like
I got some more down at the bottom of my gross bag.
when you kind of imagine that, when you imagine the buzzing of your phone in your pocket. Oh no, what is that?
So Avadon, you you don't know what this does.
I don't know what the black diamonds are about.
No, do you have identify?
Nope.
No.
Can I ask Arwell if she knows anything about them?
I don't know.
Arwell,
Yeah,
have you
that's
seen
right.
these before? They're really great.
I've seen those before.
You have not. A lot of the stuff that you saw in the in Zonthal's tower was his own stuff. But what you do know is that Zonthal's Tower Village sprung up from a bunch of people who used to work for Zonthal, like his apprentices and aides. And it's been 100 years, but I'm sure some of those folks like stuck around and made families, and then others came and joined and whatever. So there's a chance. Make an investigation check. We'll leave the therapist's office holding hands with your friends to go.
All balls.
Fine.
7.
I'm assuming Eric's not going to make one because he's just he's not with them.
I mean, you also know that you could maybe find somebody if you're interested.
If I'm being honest, he probably wouldn't put that together.
18.
Okay.
He'd probably just hope that she found out.
Make a perception
You have
check.
to talk to them first.
Eric doesn't.
A perception check.
Eric doesn't have a personal problem with you. He loves Avadon. You know that.
Doesn't
How many
feel that
times-
way right now.
How many times has he put himself in personal danger in that tower to help you? He said, perception?
Yeah.
That's a nat 1.
Oh.
I won't do anything!
I was gonna say
It's a nat 1 plus 4. So
Okay.
5.
I was gonna say that you could. There was a chance you would have been able to see them kind of searching around.
He's busy smithing. He's in the zone.
He looked up at a bird, pooped in
It's already happened, and that was Micaiah. Micaiah once turned into a bird, flew above the ship, and shat, and it fell into my eye.
She missed the captain. So you. Oh,
It was
nice.
the day after I got the hook.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
I remember that. Yeah.
So you both go kind of searching through, and you are able to come across an individual, a shop that does not appear to have been touched too badly by the attack that occurred. And
This is Arwell and Avadon, right?
yes, Arwell and Avadon.
We're walking
yeah.
together.
You're walking together,
We're
looking, because you know, like, there's a chance. And you do come across a kind of like a components shop. Where there is a person there. They look to be like this little gnome individual who's all like bundled up. And when you come in, they introduce themselves as Brina.
Do you say Greena?
Brina.
Oh.
And she's like kind of a little older. She's like, how can I help you? It's my old lady voice. This is the old lady voice. It's my fourth voice.
Before
Like a New Jersey Jew old lady. I see you've got a beautiful jewel there. Oh my God, it's a rainbow.
It's all Rosenbud.
It's all Rosenberg.
Can I go back just a tiny bit and say to Arwell before we enter that Arwell, I think that you should do the talking, and maybe you can ask about these black diamonds. I tend to make people a little nervous, so she'll give her one of them.
Okay.
Arwell is going to stand up straight and tall.
And then duck down a little bit as you
And
have
then
to
duck
try
to
to
the
enter
door. And then stand up straight and tall again.
into the shop. There are like components all lined up on different walls, and shelving and everything. And she's just behind, and her eyes are like kind of like squinty shut almost because she's so old. Like, how can I help you?
Oh, well, what a lovely shop you have here. Is this
thank you.
have you had this a long time?
My whole life, yeah.
Wow. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. Are you one of those adventurer types? Are you one of the ones that saved us? I heard that there was a really tall one.
I was gonna like kick the dirt or rock on the floor. They'd be like, yeah, that's us.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I wouldn't want this whole place to go burning to the ground, you know.
Oh no, that would be tragic. And there's been enough tragedy. So, since I'm here,
That's true. There's been so much. You have no idea. Ever since Zonthal left.
yeah, it's terrible. So,
How can I help you?
we'll take out the gem. We were wondering if you recognize
You're
this
too
gem.
tall. Can you lay down? I have trouble hearing all the way up there. She's like 2.5 feet tall.
Arl will very awkwardly squat. This
Oh, look
gem!
at
This
your
gem!
Oh, like a light purple. It's so beautiful.
Do you recognize it?
No, I don't. Well, let me. She takes it, and like it's very kind of small in your hand, and of course it's like she can hold it in one hand, but much larger in her hand. Oh, the magic on this one. I don't know what it does.
If you had to make a guess, would you have an educated guess?
I don't have to guess because I can find out for you for a fee. Just a little fee. I mean, business is gonna be disrupted after this, so.
Oh,
And
yes.
I gotta eat.
And Avadon, like,
understand.
come from behind Barwell. A fee?
Yeah, I gotta eat. Honey.
We saved your village.
Oh, are you the little demoness that helped?
I am a bum.
You don't look like a bum. Don't ever say that. That's so no.
The sweetest grandma.
It's the unhoused, and you will get a house. You're not a bum. But yes, a small
How
fee
much?
so I can eat.
How much?
Well, 10 gold.
10 gold. How about 5?
All right.
Okay.
Alright.
Avadon will drop her a 5.
That was easy.
So she like takes it and shuffles back to her little counter that is the perfect size for her. Because fuck all of you big people. You're not going to change her life. You can kneel down
Tall.
for her. And she places it down and you see her just kind of, well, her eyes are mostly closed anyway. So you assume she closes them a little bit left.
Wait,
and
are there
she
any
just-
tiny chairs?
Yes.
Arl's gonna sit in.
Make a strength check.
Okay.
No, I'm going to call it a saving throw.
A
saving throw.
I hope you know bending.
13 plus strength saving throw.
Yeah.
Wait, wrong place. Wait, is that right?
Saving throws are on the first page.
All right.
And then
Okay. 13. 15.
Okay. I'm going to say with a strength saving throw of 15 that you are able to kind of like figure out that this thing was going to break. Like you can measure your own strength on it. And so you're almost slightly like hovering, like with your leg muscles kind of tensely holding you in the seated position. Just enough on the chair that you're not doing a full like wall squat, but with no wall. But you're just kind of sitting there. And it takes a good...
I really want you guys to drink tiny cups of tea.
Like
this
So it's going to take her about 10 minutes. Is there anything that you... Like, she doesn't even tell you that. She's just slowly, quietly murmuring and hovering her hands over.
Is there anything cool? Like, is the building and all the stuff still in...
Yeah. It's intact. There's a bunch of stuff.
Is there cool stuff I see?
Yes.
Can I keep looking for cool stuff?
You can.
Okay.
Make
That was so
a
aggressive.
make a perception.
the
I
cool
couldn't
shit.
fucking talk.
I want to see the cool shit.
I want to come out of my mouth.
Stop. I don't see it.
Cool stuff.
Give me another cool. What am I doing?
Perception check.
10.
Okay. Looking around, there's a lot of components here, mostly for spell casting. There's some incense. There's some, if you were like a wizard, you could see that you might want to get some like ink and paper. There's little gems, like uncut gems, all around of various types and sizes and colors.
Well done.
and like frog legs and fried, parts of beetles and stuff like that. There's just like a bunch of stuff here. And same thing for you, Arwell. If they're as a cleric,
Frog
you don't
princess.
mostly need the material components, but anything that you would need that is gonna go away, like the stuff that you use it and it is gone when you cast your spell. She pretty much has it all. Oh, cute. All right. Is there anything?
Are there any spell scrolls or anything then?
I
guess there.
Yeah, this is more components. So there's like paper and ink and stuff. At least not out and in the open. There's none of that.
Oh, she's concentrating. Okay.
Is there any copper wire?
Yes.
Oh, I'd like to get some of that.
Okay.
Are there any mirrors, like small hand mirrors?
Yeah, she has a bunch of like little silver mirrors or wooden with them, just usually very small, like handheld. But she's got those.
I have a mirror. You can have mine.
Oh, thank you.
We're friends.
You're a real friend.
I think this episode has to be called My Best Friend.
She a real bad bitch. Got all money.
So after several minutes pass, she opens her eyes. She's like, "Oh, this is interesting. You got it from the tower.
We did.
This. It is a one-time use, or you can sell it. I'll buy it off of you. But you can teleport right to another place you can see. About 30 feet. But when you do it, it's gonna hurt.
Oh no.
You gotta be careful.
How many beings can be teleported at a time? Like
It's
that?
just you.
Just the one.
Yeah. And it's
It'll
just
hurt.
the one time.
When you say it hurts,
Yeah,
what would you compare it to?
There's some dark energy in here. I would compare it to, like a really bad cut on your arm.
It's like old Harley Quinn. Mr. J.
But that can be pretty bad if you're in a pinch and you gotta get out.
We do find ourselves in some pickles sometimes, and that would probably be worth it.
She even, is powdered iron something I get here?
Now, Missy, this is not a GNC.
Powdered iron. I got some.
Can I get some of that?
That was fucking aggressive.
And our Arabic gum? Or gum of Arabic?
Yep.
Can I get those two things?
Mhm.
Can I get multiple of those two things?
Yeah, thanks. How many are you looking for?
Let's say 2 of each.
Okay. I'm gonna say altogether that's probably, what was the first thing you said? Oh, powdered iron.
Mm-hmm.
That one's gonna cost a little bit more because she has to powder it herself. So we'll say a gold, 1 gold and 5 silver for everything.
Okay.
How much for the copper wire?
How much are you getting? A roll.
I'll just go ahead and get a roll.
Okay.
I deserve it.
She says, for you, I'll give it to you for 2 silver.
Okay, sounds good.
Silver for a copper, I know, but it's been, made pretty for you.
I understand. 2 silver.
So be careful with these.
Wire that tower now.
Give it the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Get the beams.
I wonder if you had bottled beams.
She's like, these are worth a good 250 gold each, these black diamonds.
Well, you'd better save your money, because you have to eat. We're gonna go. Come on.
Okay, well, it's really nice meeting you.
Ooh,
and
that was such a little dick. That was such a little
like,
dick.
Avadon's like dragging Arlo out, and Arlo's like, it's been a pleasure. It was
The lady doesn't even say anything, she's just like, you can't even see her squint, like her blinking.
That was
She's
so
like,
understatedly savage.
Good luck.
Holy shit.
Little old lady sitting there
Doesn't
still
make any
alone.
friends.
Player recognizes player.
Yeah, I know. Game recognized game.
Yeah, I said it totally wrong.
It's alright.
All right, Val.
Uh-oh.
What are you up to?
Wait, did you even mean it to go
Yeah,
out like that?
your fucking stand-up
I didn't
comedy,
know
I
what's coming
guess.
out of my mouth.
Don't ask me to do one because I can't right now.
However much.
Okay, so
gold
2
or
I can roll if they're good jokes or bad jokes if you
Yeah,
want.
sure.
And
I
Yeah.
love it when that.
What do you want me to roll?
I love it when that happens.
Roll performance.
I think you have to
Performance. Uh-oh.
That
Charisma is my negative.
So as you're helping people kind of put
That's
things.
so offensive. I was like, but I didn't
You
mean
might
it
have
that
to
way.
5.
convert it.
You are an unfunny bastard.
As you're helping people
Practical.
kind of put
And then
stuff
add
together,
some-
you
Yeah.
fix things and
I go shopping and buy no money.
repair things. You keep cracking these jokes, but like,
What's the deal with these burnt
Yeah,
buildings?
these Seinfeld jokes, they're not funny whatsoever.
and at a
I
certain
guess earlier,
point,
it was like 5 adventurers walk into a bar. Ouch! It's like shitty jokes.
All dad jokes.
Carlon comes over to you at a certain point. And he's like, "Hey, friend. Hey, why don't you come help me with this over here?" It like pulls you away from this group that you'd been like helping and just talking at.
He just flew in from Waterdeep. Boy, on my arms tired.
You
Take my wife.
Hey, can't get no respect.
You get pulled over to like an entirely separate section, and Carlon works with you one-on-one on like this one
Z is
particular
the
thing.
misfortune of hearing the rest of the dad
You
jokes.
were dragging down the morale of everybody.
I'm trying to make them happy.
I get it. I
Sometimes
understand.
they have it.
I can't do it. I don't have magic to like do anything else. Useful magic. All my magic is killing magic.
I like that. All my magic is killing.
And people are afraid of his face.
Avadon wants to find
That's why you rolled a 5. Or was it
Zan
low?
and Arik.
Like, it was funny. It was like,
Yeah, everyone's just looking at that dead eye.
I mean,
it looked like
there's a
Zuko
lot
from,
of
Usually,
from
yeah, usually
Avatar.
the
there's a lot of
spell components,
uniqueness in this world. So a guy with half a face is. Have you already met Larissa half
It's
face?
just a
I have
matter.
horns.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah, Val half-face.
Yeah, unless it specifically
Val
says
faceless.
the spell consumes it, it doesn't like you can just always use it. But if it consumes it, then you need a new one each time.
Sorry.
Part of me is like, you should put a hat down and just start doing street performances so I
Start
can
breaking.
earn some money.
He's just popping and locking.
Everybody's like,
breakdancing.
I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy this. I'm like, I asked my people for money. They gave me like $5 and I spent it.
We did turn down, what was it, 75,000
$75,000.
I know, because it was the right thing to do.
Bunch of
That
mooks.
the stare of that genie. I remember that. So
Avadon, you wanted to find Arik and Zan.
Mm-hmm. Whichever one is closest first.
you walk by and you hear some bad
You're gonna
jokes in the distance.
You probably would hear Arik on the forge before you saw him.
Okay.
Just saying, you'd hear ting, 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 ting.
Alright, she's gonna drag Arwell with her.
Okay.
And Will. Yeah, whomever is.
Is that you working
We'll go
on
to the
that one
forge.
project?
Yes.
You working on that one project, humming?
Like
Wait, what's Zan doing?
raising a
Zan's
barn
just
or
helping
something.
construction.
We're
around.
going to find Zan.
Okay.
Fuck Arik.
They're walking to the
Fuck that
forge,
guy.
you know, yeah.
He sounds very busy, Arwell. We should probably let's go find Zan.
It's not too hard to find each other in this village. Like, yeah, helping
Okay.
out.
It's not hard to find Zam when he's not hiding.
You pass by Carlon, who
He
has
just steps out of the shed.
who has
Behind
Val,
you this whole time.
who has Val with him, and you can hear like you're about to stop and go chat with Carlon and Val, and then you hear one of his jokes, and you're like, ooh.
Later.
I spend my time with
And
dead things.
Carlon looks over and like kind of tries to make eye contact with you for a second. Like he has like a smile, and you're like, nope. You see Zan, and you're like, ah.
Just do that like teeth second. Just go.
It's like half jokes and half stories. And then I killed it with my toes.
Okay, well, Avadon will run up to Zan, dragging Arwell. And Zan, guess what?
What is it, Avadon?
Well, in the tower, Arwell, after we got out of the tower, actually, Arwell helped me to open something that I found in there. And guess what was inside?
What was it?
Try to guess.
I have no idea.
And so,
That was really cute. That was really cute in character.
Avadon's gonna take out the aquamarine gem,
Jim.
gemna, and
All drinks.
put it like really into Zan's face, and just show
When
it.
it's so close,
Look.
you can't really see it. 'Cause
Right. It's a stone.
It's true, but it's a special one. It's magical. It's look inside.
And you can see the swirling elemental inside.
Elemental gem.
It's for you.
For me.
Yes.
Why?
We found enough to share. This is for you. And she'll put it into his hand.
There's it. This is for you. Just throws it at him.
Just breaks on his chest.
And great job, Avadon.
Talented guy.
Going for like trip and fall.
I want to make friends. Just whips it into his chest.
No, fuck up.
No more secrets. This is it. I had it with me, but I didn't have time to tell you, but now it's open. So this is for you. And I have one for R2, and I have a present for Van, and we have to go.
Van.
Wait.
Hi, Van.
I was like, I don't know who that is.
I work with a guy named Van. This is like, that was, sorry. Whoops. And for Val. And then she's just gonna leave.
He hasn't been with the group that long. It's all right.
I was gonna say, and she gave me a rainbow one, and then follow her away.
So then we're
He's
going
just
to...
gonna look at the gem.
The
You guys-
demon inside is like, hello.
So we're gonna run over to the forge.
Okay.
And our clock. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. I have great news.
He's got this flaming metal. Ah. Put it
news, everyone.
Put it aside. Take off his gloves. He's covered in he's got this big apron on. He's covered head to toe in soot.
Take those like black
Welding
gloves.
gloves. He's absolutely covered in soot.
We have great news.
What happened?
Well, in the tower, I grabbed something while I was stuck in the wall, and then I got it out of the tower, and then we finally had time to look at it, and Arwell could open it, so she opened it, and now I
With my
have
mace.
all these... Now we have these treasures, so I'm here to deliver a gift to you. No more secrets. And it wasn't even a secret. I just didn't have time to tell you, so here it is. Same kind of thing.
What?
Isn't it beautiful?
What is it?
It's clear quartz.
And inside you can see like the ice that keeps like forming and then almost like retracting.
It's okay. Like I was gonna I will gently take it.
It's magical, so you have to be very careful.
I know, man, magic. We don't mix.
And guess what?
What? There's more?
Yes. We found out what the black diamond does.
What do they do?
Well, apparently it's kind of painful, but if you... What do you have to do? Break it? Toss it?
Probably should have asked, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Hold that thought.
The gems can make you teleport. 30 feet-ish. But it can hurt, so be careful.
But only as much as a cut on your arm.
Oh, that's nothing. I could take that.
Okay.
But in an emergency, it's good to use. We found it out.
Very good.
We found it out for you.
Thank you.
Okay, get back to work. I'm gonna go see
You have
Val.
a bunch of those, don't you? How many did you get from...
Just a couple. We gotta go.
Well, you might want to share those with people.
She's gonna
Since
still
they're good.
leave.
Since they're good in a pinch. Thank you.
What color was the?
Aquamarine.
Aquamarine.
So is that something to look up?
I only have blue, emerald, red, and yellow to choose from.
I would just, it's made up, I think, so you could just put it in your,
Oh, okay, so
For
Yeah.
wind.
I mean, you could put blue. It's,
Alright.
yeah, that's fine.
Let me just put ice.
Yeah,
You said it
or
was ice gem.
it's quartz, if it will let you.
Oh,
Otherwise,
I thought you said it had.
oh,
ice.
it's an ice elemental, and
Oh.
that one is a wind elemental.
wind.
And then she's gonna drag Arwell also to Val, who hopefully is done with his jokes.
He's never done.
No, he's not. As you head over to where Val is, you see Carlon's like his face lights up as he's been helping like with this project of like putting a door back on, making the or grabbing the hinges that were made by Arik, and then like putting this door back in place. And you come over and he like lights up as you're walking over. He's like, hello, Avadon and Arwell. Great to see you.
Oh, Val, we just need you for a minute, and then you can
Oh,
get back to
please.
your jokes.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah,
Does the pat on the arm again.
We're just building this farm or something.
This is perfect timing. Excuse me. When we were in the tower, I got a very special diamond, and I am ready to share it with you.
Whoa.
So she'll take out one of the black diamonds and put it in his face.
That's so kind. Thank you.
Now, it's magical, and Arwell and I thought that you should have it. We're very close now. And
I can see that.
we know... so she'll explain that it can teleport 30 feet-ish. And just a cut on the arm, that's the only thing that might happen. A little bit of pain, but don't worry, it's really okay.
Oh, no, I do that every day. Yes, very good, thank you.
Of course, you're welcome. It's very special, just like you, Val.
Oh.
And then she'll leave before you can start telling anything.
Val, you end up standing. Well, I don't know what Arnold's doing actually. Leaving too, or
Yeah.
I thought like she was by
Dragging?
the arm all over the place.
Yeah.
This is a little white
Just getting
tiefling
dragged along.
dragging this huge furlough.
so you end up standing alone for a little bit.
Staring at the thing and just like, huh.
There's a joke about this. somewhere.
Yeah. And yet I am by myself
Talking about
talking to myself.
All right.
Any Jeff Goldblum. Any Jeff Goldblum reference.
Anything else you all wanted to do? Over the next
I can
couple
wait.
of
I've
days?
kind of taken over a little bit, so
No,
I'll
you-
wait.
This is good. This is my best friend. I can't even do the song, but you know what song I'm talking about. If we could have the rights to that song and play over this episode.
So she wants to go back to the therapy office. All right, well,
Yeah.
remember that door that you have that can close? Let's go back for just a minute.
Okay.
So they'll go back there. And she wants to take out the other box.
Okay.
While she's swapping out the boxes before the 2 days is out.
Box swap.
I would just seek out Zan and bum some money off of him so that I could buy some more, or maybe he can make some bolts for the pew. And
There's
For the crossbow?
a lot of scrap metal
crossbow
around.
bolts. Yeah,
all
so
these
like
burnt buildings.
yeah, so maybe I would go to him and ask him to make some, if he can do that. And then I'd ask Zan for money and see if I can find a hand crossbow anywhere here too.
If you need one, I'll stop one.
Sure. How much do you need?
I have no idea.
So what are you trying to buy? Or you have?
Well,
he's
he's
got a
actually
hand cross.
he's
I said that before. I don't know what order you're going in. If you visited me first. for
yeah.
the-
I'd go to visit
for the-
you because I knew you were
At this,
making things, and then I maybe mentioned casually that I was gonna look for a hand crossbow. while
Art's
I
gonna
was
just,
out.
if you say that, Art, I'll nod to my gear,
All right,
and you'll see it attached.
let's go. Well, that'll do.
When you find another, just give it back.
I will.
How many broadheads you need?
As many as you're willing to make.
We'll set the next few hours and just make, however many they're not.
I mean,
They're not gonna be hard
I
to
only
make.
missed 8. I still have like another 30 something, but
Yeah,
still.
but they wouldn't take him long to
That
make.
was what I did,
So
right?
you could probably make like another
You
like
had not opened
15.
it. Oh no, you did.
Oh right, and I would
Yes, there's
go.
something
I would also go. I don't know how many. I guess I'd make as many potions of healing as I can over the next couple of days if I have the components for those. And
I'll say you can get components from Brina to make healing potions.
all right,
Just
then
don't
I
mention
would ask
me.
Zan for the funds to make healing
Okay.
potions.
It's gonna cost you. How many do you want to make?
We have 3 days here, 2 days at minimum.
You think like 2 days, yeah.
And then I would
You can
only
make
be able
probably
to make.
3 or 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Make 4 of them.
Can anybody think of any other potions that I can make that would be useful? I have one antitoxin I guess I can make another one just in case somebody gets poisoned with something.
I think we might have a couple in the bag.
Oh, I want to make some alchemist fire.
Okay. I'm going to say all together you're looking at probably about 30 gold.
Fireballs.
We do have
Careful.
3 of those in the bag.
The alchemist fire?
But, I thought we had
You can make,
toxin.
I'm going to say low level potions with like healing and alchemist fire. You can make 4 total
Yeah.
in whatever. And it will be about 30 gold to
Alright.
make all 4.
Alright.
So just choose your,
Are you broke?
I have 0 fucking money.
yeah.
Oh.
Zero
Damn,
funds.
I didn't realize that.
You spent it all.
So what happens? You go shopping.
Zane will give him out of the party goal 400 gold.
Oh.
So
Even my employers are not this generous.
Zane has no concept really of the actual value.
Take this.
He just knows that they want this for goods, so he's just like, oh, take gold.
While Ark's making those broadheads.
So where's the 30 gold coming out of the group money or is it?
He gave me just 400 gold, so then I would just take it from that.
Okay.
So now he has 370
Okay.
gold.
Alright.
So I would do what I say. Oh, not 37. 370.
Antitoxins and potion of healing.
All right. So I guess I would do. Can I can't make an alchemist fire. You said no, right?
Or sorry, alchemist fire. Whatever those are low level, so you
Alright.
have 4 that you can make. So whatever you
Let me
want.
do 2 potions of healing, 1 antitoxin, 1 alchemist fire.
Okay.
And like I just have those brewing, and I go help do things, and then go check on them and stuff during the days.
Okay. Roll d20 and add your proficiency for your alchemist tools. And what were you doing?
Don't blow up.
Making those the crossbow bolt broadheads.
21.
Okay.
But my question is if he has shafts. You might want to see
Fine.
when he hands.
Oh,
I was
wait.
gonna say when he goes to hand, you might want to see Zan. He's a woodsman. He'd probably make you some fletched shafts. He's a bowman. He was a bowman.
Yeah, I just forgot about this.
It's been a while since we've seen him use his longbow. But he's an
Yeah.
accomplished bowman. Not to throw you in there. To make arrows.
No, working together, you get to bond
Yeah.
over the arrow making process.
You convinced me to take
And
the piercer
bolt
feat, so.
We can all sit around the
There you go.
forge as we're making stuff.
There you go. How many would Ark be able to make in a few hours? It wouldn't
In a
take him
few
that-
hours?
Yeah, it wouldn't take him much to make in this long. However long we'd be kind of like doing that.
I'm gonna say 22
Sounds good.
over the course of the day, the couple of days or whatever.
Are we still streaming, or is this just me that's not able
Yes,
to
we are.
connect? Okay.
Avadon, you wanted to go back. Oh, you wanted to open the box, or did you not want to open the box? You
I just want to
show
show Arwell.
our- Okay. So this is a plain wooden box. Except you can see that there is like a chain, almost like wood burnt design along the sides of the box. The box is only about that big. What is that? Like 4 by 6, and not too thick. I don't know what word am I looking for. Deep, thick.
It's a thick
Throw-
one.
Jesus.
Go.
Why was that the weirdest thing to be said today? It's a thick
It's not a
box.
big box. And it looks really kind of meh, like nothing to see.
This one is pretty special to me. So I just wanted to show you. Do you want to look inside?
Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna slide it to Arwell. Tell me if you see anything inside.
Super creepy. So as standing there, the box gets
We're
slid
best
over
friends.
the
Be
table.
my guinea pig.
All right.
What's creepy?
Well, also you have to go with the context of like a pure white with red stripe, like black-eyed, horned, red-haired devil girl
Right.
telling you this. It's like, open this.
Don't even see anything.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, jeepers, Charlie. I hope this one has gems in it too. All right, let's look together. We're opening it. Charlie's next to me.
So you open.
You got Charlie the line of fire.
You open the box and look inside, and there's nothing in it.
I think you might have lost something.
Oh no. Do you think there's any magic to this box?
Oh, I could check.
Oh, that would be so great. Can you check?
Yeah. I'm
curious.
I'll cast detect magic again. I can do that, right?
Yeah.
She's
Many
gonna
slots
put
as
the
you
box.
willy-nilly.
She's gonna close it kind of fast.
Okay.
After Arwell sees nothing in touch. Like kind of.
You.
I don't know. The whole situation is so fun and silly.
Looking at the
Dangerous.
box, you see a very faint light that actually is coming from like the cracks around where it meets, where the bottom meets the top, the seal.
Like where the lid
Yeah,
touches.
Yeah.
Just that part.
those cracks.
I'll tell you. That's where I'll see. That's where I see the magic.
So you think it's coming from inside?
It seems like it. Seems like it's coming out the opening.
Why don't you open it again and see if you can see what color, what it's like on the inside?
Okay. Ready, Charlie? All right.
So when you open it, you can see that the bottom part of the box, that like shimmer and light is coming from just the inside of the lower part of the box. But you look in and there's nothing there.
It's just like the lower surface.
Yep.
It seems the only magical element is the bottom of the inside. Have you ever checked to make sure it doesn't have like a false bottom or anything?
I haven't. I didn't even think of that.
That's why I'm here.
Maybe we can take a look. Together? How long does detect magic last? 10 minutes?
It's like 10 minutes.
10. Oh, okay. Where would you look for something like that?
I don't know. Maybe just when you open it up, kind of, or check the outside around there, see if there's any latches, and then inside you could kind of go around the edge, just make sure there's not any like you could pry it out or anything.
She's gonna give that a shot.
Alright, make an investigation check.
Oh, thank you. This is the good one.
Yeah, it is.
3.
Alright, the two of you together going through it, you like lift up, you start kind of wiggling things around on the inside and put your finger and try to like see if there's anything that moves. And nothing. After 2-3 minutes, you're pretty sure that there is no false anything in this box. Just a plain old wooden box.
It's very strange. Anyway, I'll hang on to it. Thanks for taking a look.
Oh no! Was there supposed to be something in it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Oh.
It felt like just a regular box to me, but
It always does.
But really, that thing is magical.
But it's magical only on the inside.
Only on the inside.
only when you get to the bottom. Alright, I'm done.
Donate now, folks.
We did get a donation, $25.
Oh,
Thank
there we
you.
go.
Sorry, it took me everything not to laugh when you say wiggle your finger on the
Yeah,
inside.
Line it around.
My face hurts when I laugh right now. I'm that tired.
Okay. Well, thanks, Arwell. You can keep that black diamond if you want.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
So that would mean I have 2 now. Okay. Well, thanks for your help. I'm really tired.
I sleep.
Bye.
I
Ignore
do have
me.
some paperwork to catch up on, so.
Okay, I'll see you soon. And if you need a snack or anything, then maybe we can get one together.
Gosh, I love snacks. Okay, I'll see you in 15.
Okay, great.
What is does the black diamond thing, teleport thing, have a name?
No. You can just put like Jet Diamond or whatever.
Jet Diamond. That's a porn star name. Come on. I was in Jet Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
In a magic box.
Jet Diamond's magic box. You just make a
Put it on the board.
porn thing.
That's a chapter in the book.
Is there any?
The Coke. What was it? Animal Hut. No.
Cougar husbandry.
Any?
I'm done.
Yeah. Would I be able to use my alchemist kit to determine if the goo is useful for anything, or can I bring it to somebody who could determine that it's useful?
Well, there's Brina, who's used to seeing components and various things. Let me see. I won't take up time actually trying to figure out if Abishai blood is a thing. But you could bring it to her and then I'll let you know. So
Okay.
you bring it to her and she says she'll let you know before you go.
No worry. Give her a wink.
With your one eye, it just looks like you're
My
blinking.
good eye.
It just looks like you're blinking.
Anything else? Any other things?
Okay.
Nothing?
No. Arik is very quiet doing his job of making those broadheads.
Trying not to be mad about leaving.
No. About what?
About leaving.
Zan's standing around town like Vegeta.
Zan would like to kind of nonchalantly, he wants to kind of hide around and see if Issa is still around.
Okay. Make a perception check and a stealth check.
Right.
They're outstealthing each other. They're both like.
First one will be perception.
Big
Ooh,
boss
that's
are
only a
just like
12
assholes,
for
naked.
perception.
Percentile dice.
And stealth is a lot. Stealth is 30.
Damn, son.
All right. What was their perception?
12.
You kind of like skulk around the village. You see a lot of interesting things. You see like what appears to have been like maybe some kind of affair going
Just a
on.
secret
That
tryst.
there's like a little affair that was going on, but the fire really disrupted. Now they don't have a place to go. And,
Now the husband's burned, so she doesn't feel right about leaving him.
you see kids playing, and you don't see Issa anywhere. You get the impression that you'd served your purpose for what that was. Whatever that was, you served it. So a couple of days passes. You are able to do the things that you wanted to do. And
Arik's also gonna like revamp his stuff as far as like his dents in his armor and all that stuff while he's got the forge going. Did anybody need anything out of metal made besides crossbow bolts?
Zan doesn't wear armor.
Does Avadon need lockpicks to be made?
Do you think you would do that if I asked you?
Arik is not. He does not hate Avadon.
Do you have thieves' tools?
Could I make a lockpick? It's just metal.
You can make
I
a
would say it's
lockpick,
more of
but
a tinkerer's tools. Do you have tinkerer's tools?
No.
Yeah, I'd say that's more like.
What might I need though?
She's like, can you make me metal teeth?
I was just trying to think of any excuse that
Just comes out of the forge.
Can I
and
do,
has
like,
this grill.
Fangs? Like grill fangs?
Take this gold, melt it
you
down,
already
cap
do
my
have
teeth.
things, but-
Yeah, I just need a.
oh,
like
metal
saber
ones.
teeth, like
Yeah.
saber tooth
You
fangs.
want a grill. That's what you want.
Yes.
I
What's
have
the
a
smallest thing you can make? Like a...
Caltrops, probably.
You know what?
Although I have literally 21 bags of caltrops. Because I fucked up when it came up the first time. I spent way too much money on caltrops because I didn't understand how the D&D Beyond worked. So instead of buying one bag that came with 20 inside of that bag, I read it wrong and spent way too much gold. I have 21 bags of caltrops that I've never once fucking used ever.
Right, I was gonna say, when have you...
So I'm waiting for the moment that we have to set a trap. Because I'm going to be like, oh yeah.
When Tiamat comes out, you just throw all 20 bags on the ground.
There's 20 in each bag, so 20 times 21 is how many individual caltrops that I have.
More math than I'm
So
willing to do.
I'm just going to fly with the carpet and just drop them.
He's got like a big sack and he's just like, ha!
They all only do 1 point of damage and they stop.
That mirror you gave me, what was that made of?
It's just a mirror.
Do you,
Like
do
a
you,
hand mirror?
Yeah.
do you
Like a
need...
handle?
Yes. I believe so. Let me double check.
I'm just curious.
I was gonna say,
I don't know that
could
I
I
need something
give-
specific.
Could I give her two... I have 2 silver mirrors that I'm never going to do anything with. Ark would probably recognize those as components for spells, right?
Or Arwell would tell you, yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll just give you 2 silver mirrors because I have them. I've had them forever and I don't do anything with them.
Oh, great. Thank you. Awesome.
Do you still want my mirror?
I'm sorry.
So sweet.
I was gonna have like
I
a
can-
armful of mirrors. Like, you guys are really, really good guys.
I was like, I give her 2 mirrors. Silver.
It's bad luck.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Avadon is going to ask Arik to make something. And the something is...
Holy crap, I must have deleted all that.
The something is a dagger.
Okay.
And she's just going to sit with him while he makes it. And talk. And talk a lot.
What's that do? What are you doing now?
Ark is going to make a dagger. Can I probably take him a couple hours to make one, but can he spend another hour to make an ornate one that has a... Her horns curve this way, right, Ford?
Yeah. Like
Can he make one that looks somewhat like a ram's horn? He'll use his files and shit.
Roll a d20 on your proficiency for your blacksmithing tools.
That's just proficiency bonus, right?
Yep.
Oh.
I hope. So I just rolled a d20 and is that 4?
Yep.
I hope I make it the 149 more.
And you
That's
That's
an
a good
18.
one. That's a
18
good one.
plus
22.
4.
Yeah,
So he's going to take that extra time and really make it so it's like the dagger blade, and then that it's going to look like a ram's, like her horn. Like a file, and he'll file in the little... Because are your horns smooth, or do they actually have like those...
They've got shit on them. Like...
Ridges.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
so.
like
Alright, so
ridges.
like ridges.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll put in the ridges and everything and shine it all up. Wrap the handle in some leather in those ridges.
She loves it. She's gonna toss out the dagger that she had, and make
Just throws it right into the kiln.
she's gonna make like
Art's
the
gonna
biggest,
reach in with his leather and go
she's gonna make the biggest whoop about it, and reiterate how good friends share their talents and their skills, and how much she appreciates it, and how beautiful it is, and how they're very good friends.
You're welcome.
I don't know why I would keep waiting for you to turn around and just go.
I think she's gonna turn around and do that. You ever seen the movie Pet Cemetery?
Yeah.
Where in the end, the dead wife makes out with the husband, and you see she has this knife he's about to stab into his back.
I won't stab anybody.
Well, I just made you a dagger to do it with.
All right.
So yeah, so he'll make that and give it to her, and then nod and say thank you, Avadon, and you're welcome, and get back to his smithing.
All right.
You like me though, right? You trust me again?
Yes!
I'm gonna wear you the fuck down.
We're still friends, Avadon. Don't worry.
Perfect.
Just
Don't worry.
friends don't lie. Just remember that.
I don't lie either. See, I told you about the box and the gem, and I gave you a present, and now you've given me a present, and I'm exhausted.
Does Arv know about the other box? We don't know about the other box. Only Arv knows,
Only
right?
Arvel knows right now.
I mean, she kind of said, "Hey, Arl will help me open the box," but I don't know that she said that to everybody.
No, I'm just saying that we never knew.
You
when
never saw
it.
it. No.
got it from your family's house, correct? Yeah.
Oh, the family box.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
no,
family
no,
box. Yeah, Arvel's, nobody knows about that one.
Nobody knows about that family box.
Except for Arvel now.
So.
But it's not a secret.
Because somebody knows.
It's just a secret 2 people know.
So you on the third day in the morning, Carlon tells you all like he got word that you're to be sent back to the Waterdeep by way of teleportation, and so he's just waiting for another Harper to come and perform that spell. Anything you wanted to do that last day? It's been a couple of days since you got there.
Nope. Just like before, Arik is very quiet, thinking to himself and working in that makeshift shop.
Alright. So a little like halfway through the day, you're summoned back to the basement area of that headquarters where another Harper has joined and is finishing up drawing the teleportation ritual on the floor, and within a few moments they usher you onto the circle and begin to do the spell.
We should probably tell the dude to like keep an eye on our new tower for us.
Is that what you say?
And not so many
Hey,
words.
man.
Hey, bro, watch out, please.
Listen,
Do
you
me a
know,
solid.
that's ours now. So just so anybody fucks with it, you let us know.
And with that familiar feeling that you've all grown somewhat accustomed to. This one is slightly different, not the like ceiling to or floor to ceiling white light, but it just kind of shines brightly around you in this like strange greenish yellowish color. And you feel sucked forward again, and then when the light fades, you are standing in the basement area of the Temple of Tempest, the House of Justice, Hall of Justice, in Waterdeep. Familiar with it. There are guards actually waiting for you in the room this time. Typically, like, you open the door and they're there, but they're waiting for you and begin to escort you up. And that is where we will stop. As you have arrived in Waterdeep, and we'll be
Dagger, your new one that I made
moving
for
forward
Yep.
with the next
Special.
leg of your journey.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I wrote that. Still front.
you. I like the little smiley face you do.
So I remember.
So, thank you everybody for joining us. We will be, oh yes, we have $135 in donations towards our first goal of $1,000.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
Hasn't even started yet. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'll find out what people maybe have. I know you have a luck point so far, because
When we play that, are we going in with our current, like, in whatever we have at the time?
Yeah, and then you'll just pretend you didn't, use it. So, yep, we are gonna find somebody to raid. We are starting our charity tomorrow with the Midnight World, and if you are a patron, we're about to jump over to our patron stage in Discord. Let's see who we are gonna raid tonight. Let's go with Perception Studio. That one sounds good. And yes, thank you for joining us. This was more of a role play heavy session, and we'll see what happens with the next part.
Keep deviously smiling, so it's something.
Well, it's unlike, so this next leg of the journey is completely homebrewed, and so even I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I know an end point, but unlike the module where I know everything that's supposed to happen, and the potential outcomes for it, this is just like, well, we'll see what happens, folks. So yeah, we will see you all tomorrow. 9 p.m. Midnight World, kicking off the charity event. You can give health points and like re-rolls and auto successes and all of that to the players for tomorrow as well. So just throwing that out there. All right. So have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Are we doing the